Thank you, Colin. Thanks for the countdown. Hey, everybody, welcome. Good evening. It's Thursday, and it's a Thursday that we have a game. So you know what that means. It's time for Impossible Landscapes on Lost Caravan RPG. I am your handler, Doc Rimbo. I use he, she, or they pronouns, whatever you're feeling like. And I'm so glad that you're here. Before we even jump into things, because as we go around and introduce people, we're going to go back and look at last week, and last week had some pretty heavy content stuff. So there was some stuff there, and this is a horror game. We're using safety tools. I thought about this today, Colin, specifically. I'm speaking to you, Justin. Which is that you last week did an RP that was such a good RP that it was one of the first times and the only times that I've ever felt it merited using our safety tool, the XNO cards. Really? And I sent you an O to see if you were okay, and you were. And
was this around the time that I drowned?
It might have been. It might have been when you were arguing with Michael later. I don't know, but it was intense. It was an intense week. And so all that to say, there's adult content here. It's intended for mature audiences, etc., etc. If you are not a mature audience, you can stay, but just be careful. And
with parental supervision.
With parental or a trusted friend.
That's true. Or legal guardian. I'll accept that as well.
Yeah, or illegal guardian. Ooh.
Wait, what
all
is
my
that?
All my friends are vessels waiting to be filled.
Oh, dear.
What? Oh my god, I just can't. Oh my gosh. Nice. When you say it like that, it's like, oh, I'm so surprised about these words that are coming out of my mouth.
Oh my god,
Anyways,
you're a vessel?
Oh my god, all my friends are empty vessels. We're glad that you're here with your vessels. We're going to fill them up tonight because we only have 2 episodes of this season of Impossible Landscapes left. So we've got this week and we've got 2 weeks from tonight. Then we're going to take a month off, and then we're going to come back somewhere in August or September with Chapter 2 of the book. So stay tuned for news about that, and we'll figure out which of our agents survives for Chapter 2.
Well, it might be Micro, because Micro just got a hero point.
It might be. Whoa. Well, okay, now Ginger Brigade says use it to keep yourself from being a filled vessel, but what if Micro...
Do you want that?
What if Micro's into that?
Yeah.
It's just really hard because me, Liv, the person... would risk it for the biscuit to fuck a demon, but Micro, I do think has more logic than I do.
Yeah,
but I mean,
let's just wait on that until she's got a demon standing in front of her, and then we'll see how fucking logical she is.
Let's start there.
I'm control myself.
Let's start with introductions because yes, last week, Liv, your character, your agent, Micro, did try to summon a demon. Our little computer nerd decided it was demon summoning time. Liv, tell everyone who you are and what Micro is thinking. Possibly.
Hi, I'm Liv. I use she, they pronouns. I am playing Micro, who uses she, her. Almost gave Micro random pronouns. Just gonna pull out a hat, which is also valid. You know what? Sometimes that's how it is. But no, she uses she, her. Micro is really, honestly, when she's not solely focused on summoning a demon, going through this paperwork, or trying to figure out what's going on with this goddamn case, she's thinking about this really great book that she read. Oh my god, have y'all heard of it? And she will tell you all about it.
It's a play about a king and a party.
It is a play, yes.
And a place called Carcosa. But she doesn't have.
And he's a king that likes yellow.
Yeah, he really likes
prior to reading The King in Yellow. Before that, obviously that's your favorite thing now, Micro. Prior to that, what was Micro's favorite book of all time?
Ooh. Keep in mind, folks, it's 1995.
It's 1995, so it's got to be.
What is that? What is it? Jules Verne's?
So none of this eat, pray, love shit. It's 1995.
No. Isn't it? I'm thinking of the right author, right? Jules Verne.
Jules
Verne was Thousand Leagues Under the Sea and Round the
Center of the Earth.
Yeah. All that shit.
Yeah.
Old school sci-fi nerd. Fucking nerd. God bless.
Excellent.
Says you.
No, I mean, says yeah.
Says yo. Thank you, and
what you
Liv.
sound
Thanks for
like.
being here. Let's go over to Casa. Casa's not here.
Cassa's
Casa lives in Europe, and so I think my suspicion is they're asleep.
it's a fair
I think they fell
assumption,
asleep.
Joseph.
What do you guys think? Let's go to
I
the
think you're
next
a
person
fucking
in our
detective.
introductions to ask their opinion. Colin, your opinions on what's going on with Casa tonight?
No, I actually think Cass is trapped under a boulder.
Okay. How big is this boulder?
It's a fucking boulder, Justin. What do you mean? How big? It's a fucking boulder.
I don't know. It could be a paper mache boulder.
I'll tell you what.
Is it
Casa
Boulder,
lives.
Colorado?
No, she
Is
lives in
she
Europe. Try to
underneath
keep up.
Boulder?
She lives in Europe. No, hear me out. She lives in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
She lives in England specifically. They have castles there. Castles are
Mm-hmm.
old. Castles fall apart.
Uh-huh.
Boulders fall. She's trapped under a castle.
A castle wouldn't be made from boulders; it'd be made from bricks.
You
I can
know?
already tell
So,
there's some tension
Cass was all
between our
bricked up.
agents. What's that?
Cass is all bricked up.
Yep.
Castle's all bricked up. Yeah.
I knew
That's
it.
our show.
Someone-
Thank you.
someone give Turk a hero point.
Don't.
It's not going to be me. All right. What do you want, Justin?
Colin, who are you? Who are you
The
playing?
energy in the studio today.
It is a feisty energy.
It's
It's a
feisty.
little bit wild. It's a little bit.
I
wild.
don't know who I am, and neither do you. I'm Colin. I think that's what my name says on the thing here. So that's I'm
Mhm.
gonna go with that for now. I think I wear glasses. And I'm pretty sure I have a job or something.
Mhm.
And other than that, I play Mythic. And why is Luigi on screen right now? What is happening? The audience can't see this. This is
No,
very okay.
Hoop is just showing us a stuffy of Luigi. Everyone.
You know, I
So-
had that same stuffy of Luigi as a kid, and I used to carry it with me everywhere like a security blanket. I'm
Oh,
dead
he
Wait,
knows.
is this our Luigi's Mansion arc?
Yes, it is.
That
Everyone
could
make a
come in
sanity
fast,
check.
Well, the way that knowing the sanity mechanics of this game, it would make sense that just appearing on screen was a precious toy from my childhood back to torment me. So that kind of checks out.
Yep.
Yeah, I play Mythic, who's a nerd of a different stripe from Micro, a history and mythology nerd who doesn't see the
And-
difference,
And a megalomaniac.
and an absolute megalomaniac. It's on my character sheet.
And an accomplished author.
And an accomplished author who is about to go completely insane. I am at my breaking point of sanity, so any failed sanity check today, and down goes your boy. Unless I poison more of my relationships, which I always could do.
Right. And of course, there's the outlying possibility that all of the supernatural stuff you've encountered will just stop.
That's true. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to choose to live optimistically.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah. Our agents have been tasked with. Well, first they were investigating this missing person, but it turns out this whole apartment building that she lived in is connected
Yeah.
to some sort of otherworldly power. And especially after dark, things there get really weird.
Yeah.
There has been some time fuckery in terms of finding a airplane boarding pass from the future, 20 years in the future, and then meeting the person it belonged to inside these extended floors of the building as he got dragged down under a boulder.
While we were in a place where time was basically standing still as well.
Yeah, Holly says, like Ghostbusters on cocaine, that is startlingly accurate.
That is distressingly accurate. Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what we're dealing with here. So keeping in mind that now the group is working with a bit of a time frame. Part of that is the people who run the building say they're about to evict the tenants. Part of that is that your group reports to an organization called Delta Green. And we learned last week that Turk's character, Agent Michael, well, I don't know. Turk, I'm going to leave that up to you. You had
Speaking
a phone
to people
call with
who
somebody.
wanted to drop dead.
Yeah. Turk, who are you? Tell us about the phone call that Michael had
Oh, the
last
slow
week.
drink.
Hello, everyone. I'm Turk, or Turk Accented, if you're like me and anti-demon fucker. That's not true. I'd absolutely fuck a demon.
My man.
But
Depends on the demon.
it depends on the
True.
demon. That's right, and that's why we look at Demons 101. Anyway, I play Agent Michael, who has thoughts and feelings, and is probably going to have to kill the team.
He's
Anyway.
He's a company man.
He's a company man, and he works for the company. He spent years working for the company, and I've listened to too much Old Gods of Appalachia, and it's not quite hollow, but he's getting there. Anyway, he had a very interesting call with his boss, who told him in no uncertain terms that they had a 9-hour window in order to get this cleaned up and follow protocols, else there would be consequences. So, yeah, also, in addition to buttoning up whatever's happening here in the McAllister building, someone's been too much of a chatty Cathy. And so Chatty Cathy needs to take a long swim in a, deep, dark pond.
Who are you referring to?
It's Martini. That's why she's not here.
Yeah,
Oh,
already
okay.
happened. I did it in real life. Doc sent me the contract and everything.
He's the origin of the boulder.
Mm-hmm.
Delta Green. If I were to boil Delta Green down into two objectives, it is to neutralize supernatural threats and then silence the fallout. Right? And when you are too loose and too open, and you let that sort of spread out into the general public, steps are taken. And last week we found out that Agent Michael might be one of those steps as sort of a failsafe for the group. Is it at that point? That's up to Michael. We'll see. And you're the reason Cass is bricked up. That too. That also. One other thing that happened last week, which there's so much that, like, I can't believe it, that we almost forgot to mention this. One other thing that happened last week is that Mythic died?
Briefly.
Briefly, Mythic did a scientific self-dying.
Yeah.
In which he drowned himself and went to a distant land, met a towering figure in yellow and gold clad robes with a mask on, who told him it was not his cue yet, and woke up in a hospital. And that's where the rest of the group found him, and all the precautions he took to make sure people know he wasn't really killing himself. He was just going to another world.
For science. Which, by the way, it's very fitting with, I can't believe I'm just noticing this for the first time, and we've been playing Delta Green now for literally months. But you may not know this about your boy, but your boy took 4 years of Latin in high school. Ooh. And I never noticed that the motto of Delta Green is Mors est scientia, which would literally mean knowledge is death.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, let's jump right in. One last time, as a reminder, this is an adult show with adult themes, and everyone just, take it sleazy.
Oh, but speaking of sleazy, Doc, you also got yourself a fill-in point, so you take it extra sleazy, homie.
I will mark that on
specifically to fill me up, so
Yeah, fill Turk, please.
I'll fill you.
We're filling Turk up? Hell yeah, everybody get in line.
Mm-hmm. Everybody line.
Shotgun.
Wow. All right, we better get down to horror, otherwise this is gonna get too sexy. All right.
I mean horror. Just what?
This is the sound I make when I'm about to start the show.
Go for it, Daddy.
Like that. Deception is a right. Truth is a privilege. Innocence is a luxury. Delta Green is a para-governmental organization that tries to silence the alien threats that seek to infect our world. They try, and they fail. Because ultimately our world is a lie. Pretty pictures and pantomimes, until a horror is freed and reverberates through reality, shaking things, reordering them, and making them run like wax. Madness pursues us at every turn, baring its teeth to speak our names, and we can't escape because it's inside us. It is the 12th of August. You have been in New York City for 3 days. It's 1995, investigating the disappearance of Abigail Wright and any sort of paranormal connection there. Among the other things in her bizarre shrine-like apartment, filled with things from a bygone era tacked up to the walls, you find a small piece of vellum paper that contains a symbol for a demon named Person. Is this a demonology thing you're dealing with? You don't know. It could be that, and it could be more. Because as you investigated and looked around, you found that this building, this apartment building, the McAllister building, was not only built by a psychopathic child murderer back in the 1920s, it is also 3 floors during the day, and at night, incalculable floors, because you went up to a smoking lounge where the roof should be, and from there, hallways reached out at impossible distances. Doors opened and closed, appeared out of nowhere. You saw bizarre things in these night floors after dark, and you left changed. So now the group is faced with the question. Abigail Wright, according to everyone they've talked to, has moved upstairs. She is gone from this plane of existence. It's not quite clear. But as agents of Delta Green, they have to make a decision. What do they do from here? Are they going to try and stop this invincible force that is causing these things to happen? Are they going to jump on board and sign up for Team Yellow King? Last week, Micro attempted to summon a demon named Person out of a list of 72 demons from demonweb101.com. Meanwhile, you know that the clock is ticking. The people in this apartment building are going to be evicted soon because all of them, having given themselves over to this madness, have stopped paying their rent. And the Art Life Corporation is going to kick them out. Not only that, but your organization wants answers. They want results. And you have not been able to deliver those just yet. So, it is after sundown. Currently, Micro and Mythic are upstairs in one of the vacant apartments where Micro has just completed this ritual, trying to summon Person. Micro is up there. Michael is downstairs in Abigail's apartment with Martini, who grows silent and incommunicative. And just as she does so, Michael, you see someone pass the door behind her, a man with white shoes carrying a briefcase, but he only appears for a brief glimpse, and then he's gone out of your line of sight. Let's start there. Michael, what's going on?
Michael's going to see someone he's never seen before in the apartment, and as Martini moves in, he's going to step out and pass and look out into the hallway really quick, just to... because this is a new person at this late stage of the game. This is very clearly not a good sign.
No.
So he's going to kind of, if we're like opening the camera behind him, it's going to be that kind of shaky, just like pushing Martini aside to the side of the door and poking his head out.
You push Martini aside and you go out into the hallway. It's seconds. It's like 2 seconds. You stick your head out into the hallway and there's nobody there.
Turn around the other side.
No one. And I'd like you to make me a sanity check.
Oh, already? Oh boy. Okay. 66 is a fumble out of 55.
66 is a humble. And like you said, it's late in the game, right? And you have seen a lot of things, but here comes a new factor. And Michael's like, okay, how does this affect the mission? I've got to find out who this is. And you go out and there's no one there. So you take 3 points of sanity loss, Michael.
Okay.
As you look around for the source of this, and all you can hear is the brief echoes of the conversation up on the 3rd floor between Mythic and Micro.
I'd like to, if possible, unload some of that 3 onto a bond.
Okay.
So I'll roll my d4. Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I think in this instance it's going to go to Captain Lyman Boyd,
Okay.
who of course he is familiar with because he saw him in a portrait, and I think that frustration is bubbling, like with the situation and this deadline that's quickly approaching, kind of is really bubbling in him right now, and he kind of clenches a fist and smacks the door frame before turning back around.
You turn around and Martini is standing there in the room, and she sort of like watches you. She goes, "What are you doing?"
There was someone behind you. Where's Mythic and Micro?
I don't know. Upstairs, maybe. Maybe they're doing it.
Truly, your mind is a wonderland. Stay here.
This is 1995, so she doesn't quote John Mayer in response to that. Thankfully.
He's gonna close the door, but offer just try and finish cataloging. We're almost done here.
Yeah, looking around the room now, a lot of stuff has been pulled off of the walls, tagged and bagged. There's just a few things left. Do you want to make me a search roll?
I'll
See
make
what you can find.
Yeah, why not, right? What's the worst that could happen?
Silly question.
Funky little search.
Okay, little search.
All right, let me get my search going. Hey, 23 out of 20.
You go over the room one last time, pulling the last few things away, and it strikes you once again, as it has before, that within this apartment, it's just weird stuff. There's no bed, there's no chairs. The bathroom doesn't have toilet paper or a toothbrush. It's all craziness, you know? And you're looking through and you see that in the cracks in the walls are these crumpled up sheets of paper that you've seen before, just sort of shoved in there. And as you're double checking it one last time to make sure there's nothing else, you see this tiny sheet of paper. And it's blank, but it's hanging on the wall. And all around the edge of this, like, it's like printer paper, right? And all along the edge of it is glue. It's been glued there. And you can tell just from the depth and from the density of it that there's something behind it.
Gonna tentatively reach out and tug on that piece of paper.
You pull it off, and behind it is a napkin. There's no markings from where the napkin came from. It's not monogrammed. But on the napkin is this sign, this symbol. And as soon as you see it, whether or not you succeed at the sanity check, which I'm about to have you roll, as soon as you see it, it gives you, and you can tell from Martini's reaction that she's feeling it too, this feeling of subtle melancholy and anxiety and paranoia. the symbol itself, it's this looping, angular symbol. And just because we don't need this map on the Roll20 screen anymore of New York City, I'll just go ahead and remove that. And that's the symbol that you see. So go ahead and roll me a sanity check.
Yeah, that's fair. That's what that is. 42 out of 55.
Woo! Excellent. You do not take any sanity loss. And not only that, but looking at this thing, you like steel yourself. You don't feel like it can affect you. Tell me what that's like for Michael.
He looks at this and feels that kind of alien influence attempt to grab a hold of his mind, and he sends his thoughts back to when he was deployed, when he was deep in a cave somewhere he'll never speak of, and what that felt like, what that took to survive being there, and how that changed his life. And he allows that to ground him, that his faith that he carried out of that cave prevents him from being taken. And he says unto himself, I am already claimed. You may not have me.
Mm. And as you steel yourself with that resolute force of will, Martini is directly behind you. You are between her and this symbol. And you hear her say, what is that?
Nothing good.
Nothing in this place is good.
All too true. And he's going to fold the symbol over, include it from view, and stuff it into his pocket, which is clearly becoming just a pocket where you put evil symbology.
And then, yeah. Okay.
And if it's possible, I know that Martini isn't here.
Mm-hmm.
Michael would so I don't want to put too much there, but you will look at Martini, and we have a very quickly closing window to have this resolved.
She says, yeah, but how can we end this without knowing what's really going on?
We don't need to know. We need to contain it.
All right.
And he's going to... It's okay. Not sure if you had another plan for Martini, but he's going to write an address and a number of a storage unit.
Okay. I'm here for it.
Yeah. And hand it to her. It's in New Jersey. There are things there that might help us sort things out here.
She looks at it and she says, it's rush hour. It'll take me some time.
You have 9 hours. Looks at his own watch and reaffirms it. Less.
She says, 9 hours till what? She says, you know what? We don't need to understand it. And she turns and walks out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pan upstairs. Pan upstairs. To a barren apartment.
I'd claim you, baby. Carry on.
Well, no. Well, it's your turn to do the role playing because we've just come upstairs and we're in this barren room where Micro has drawn a summoning circle on the floor in chalk, and is standing in the circle still as Mythic comes in, just having finished the ritual.
Oh, what the fuck? You did it without me?
You would You would take too long. You would take too long, and I needed to get this done, like, immediately.
Okay, really. Pop quiz. How many demons have you summoned in your lifetime? How many?
I honestly don't even know if I did this one right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yup. See, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah. There's
Okay,
a thing.
you know
What? What? Tell me what. Leanne?
You know what?
What?
No, Professor, go right ahead. Explain everything. We're not working on a limited time. We don't have. We have plenty of time for one of your 3-hour lectures.
If you didn't pay attention in my class, you might fail a test. If you don't pay attention when you're summoning demons, you might be torn asunder from this realm and ripped into hell and tortured for all eternity. Did you think this one through, Leanne? Because here's the thing. When it comes to summoning demons, you have only one chance to get it right. Literally only one. I'm not fucking around with you. You get it right, or they kill you, or they just never will be summoned by you ever again for the rest of your life. So, let me ask you, how'd this one go?
Well, I'm here.
Great.
And I don't know if the demon's here. Like, I finished it all and then nothing happened.
And then what happened? Nothing? You didn't hear any sounds? No strange smells? Didn't feel the floor shake?
No.
Okay, move. Out of the way. Out of the way. And he's going to, like, push her, and he's going to inspect her circle.
Mm-hmm.
To make sure that it's not broken, mostly, because that's the most important thing.
Yeah. She steps out, and you watch her footsteps, and you carefully approach it. And no, it appears that it's not broken at all, which is good, right? If she's still standing in it, that means that she didn't break it during the summoning. And you know, as Mr. Crazy Occult Guy,
that's me.
That if she were to leave this circle during the summoning or lose her focus, it could be very bad, like you warned her about. But the fact that she's still here means that it's not that bad. But also, it's amateur, you know. And I'm trying to put this in a mythic perspective, because obviously she didn't do it as well as you would have done it.
Well, no one would,
obviously. Yeah, and so but also, like, it's dangerous. She's playing with fire here, and if this demon shows up, you know that if she succeeded in exerting her will in summoning this demon, it will come, it will show up, it will approach her eventually within the next day or so.
So the work is amateur, but does it appear, obviously it's inferior to anything I would do, but is it functional?
Yes, it is correct.
It is serviceable.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
More Latin for you kids. Amateur actually comes from the Latin amare, which means to love. So amateurs are people who just do things for the love of the game. So,
Super.
you know,
yeah.
Liv just summons demons because she loves it.
Yep.
So,
to love. That's the purpose.
To love a lot. One last thing comes to mind is that, like, you know, the things have to be done in a certain order. That might have contributed to it failing, but it certainly feels like nothing happened. Like, you've heard stories that sometimes the summoning circles glow, or, you know what I mean, or there's a smell or a rush of wind or something, and you're not getting any of those impressions. So maybe she didn't do it in the right order. Maybe it's just that she didn't have the strength to do it. And I'm trying to put this in a way that makes sense in character. She is, at least up until this mission, she has tended to be a pretty sane person. And that might make this more difficult for her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to be a little twisted to make this shit work. Yeah. So he like inspects everything. Okay, PURSC symbol. Oh, that's actually for you. That's pretty good.
For
okay.
me,
Yeah,
you know what? Never mind.
for you. Again, how many demons have you summoned? Should we count on one hand or two? Oh, it's the same either way, isn't it? Yeah, it's 0. Fuck. Ooh, how bad
Come
for
on,
you.
Micro, stand up for yourself.
You are
Here's
legally
the deal.
allowed
For
to
an
punch him.
old man that just limped out of a hospital, you are full of gumption today, aren't you?
Yeah, kind of like any other day, really. I mean, I died this morning and I'm back, so I'm feeling actually pretty strong as they go. Now, here's the deal. This is not shit. Your circle, totally serviceable. I'll give you that. I give it a solid C. It would work under the right circumstances. Did you stay focused for the entire ritual? Did you break your concentration at all?
I stayed focused for most of it, or all of it, yeah.
You
yeah.
did. Yeah.
In fact, the line you repeated multiple times was "I am focused." I remember that very well.
Yeah, in fact, that kept you alive.
Yeah.
You did maintain that focus.
Yeah. No, I've stayed focused. That was key to this. I was important on this.
That was, yes. You paid attention to Demon Web 101. But what they won't tell you on Demon Web 101 is that there's more than just focus. There's also a certain amount of will and a kind of mental state that not everybody can summon, especially if you haven't seen this sort of thing before. Well, I suppose what I'm saying is you need to be able to peer into the darkness for the darkness to also peer
I have
back
to be
into
cracked, like you.
Not how I would have put it, but yes, in essence, that's sort of what I'm saying, yeah. So you being, well, let's face it, a dabbler in the occult, is not going to help you summon a demon, especially one as powerful as Person. Now, typically you want to start with some kind of imp or kind of lower demon. You don't want to go right up to the head honcho, but you're clearly very ambitious, so tell you what, how about we try this again, but do it the right way?
I don't know if it'll actually end up working, though. Like,
Why is that? What?
well, oh God, and the fact I'm going to ask you a question about this is going to make your head explode. But is this to summon them, like, directly to you, or is it just to summon them to this world? Because if Person's already here, like, I don't think it's going to teleport him, like, from one side of the city to the other, is it?
GM.
Would you like to know? Yeah.
I would love to.
So what Mythic would know is that I'm trying to do this in a very Mythic mindset. So
Please. Yeah.
one thing he
inside my
knows is
head.
that any sort of summoning idea of crossing over planes is a misnomer because the lines between our world and the existence of demons is fuzzy at best. So yes, they're probably already here.
I fucking scream.
A bad Mythic impression.
Now there are two of them.
It's very good. That's why I want to scream. I'm surrounded.
Pretty accurate.
Excuse me. Yeah. So maybe they're here. Maybe they're somewhere else. Maybe they're both places at once. That's not the question, right? The question is like, does it make them magically appear in front of you? No. They'll find you. They'll come and make contact if you succeed.
So, first of all, that was so good I can't improve on it. So I'm just going to say everything Doc just said was me in character. Just going to import all of that. See attached.
Copy paste.
Copy paste. Yep. By the way, really quick props to your Casa impression, which is also pretty spot on. By the way, at first I was like,
"We've done 7 episodes."
when you had Martini say they might be banging, I was like, she wouldn't. No, actually, she would. Yeah,
Would?
no, she would say that, wouldn't she? Yeah. Absolutely would say that. So yes, copy paste, Control C, Control V, followed up by. So what I'm saying is, if we succeed, Person will make contact. It may not be immediately, But he will, in due time. The reason I don't think you succeeded was that they always give some sign, however small. Whether it be just the temperature in the room changing, or the smell of sulfur, or even a sudden sound from somewhere. There's always something, and it sounds to me like you got a fat lot of nothing, which tells me you probably did not succeed. E for effort, though. Go you. But we can do this. And I think we should, in fact.
Okay, well, who do you want to summon? I can't believe I fucking just said that. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
And I think I'd add on top of that if Micro failed in this summoning, she wouldn't be able to summon Person. Ever.
Right.
Again.
One and done. Yeah.
She could try a different demon, or you could try to summon Person.
Yes, that's true. Demons are what's the term? Infamously petty. And they really, if there's one thing they hate, it is anyone attempting to control them, which in essence that is what we are trying to bind the demon. And they respect power, however. So when you succeed, they can respect that. When you fail, they really don't like that at all. Now, sometimes they just might outright kill you. Now, obviously, you're still here, so that didn't happen. But you had your chance with Person, and sorry, love, you blew it. I don't believe you.
It's kind of like when you go on a date with somebody and it doesn't go really well, but you keep calling them even though they won't call you back or answer your calls.
Is there something you want to talk about?
No. Not with you.
Okay.
No.
Okay, fine. I didn't want to talk about it with you either.
That has never happened to me.
My girlfriend has not been answering her phone.
You have a girlfriend?
What? Didn't I tell you that? Okay, doesn't matter.
I think it's
demons.
just so bizarre that I can't believe it.
You're funny. You're so funny. Right. Good. Yes, demons. So, wait, tell you what. I'll leave this one up to you, since you were such a go-getter with doing this little ritual on your own here. Would you like me to summon Person, like an expert would? Or we could try summoning someone else. You've got 70-some-odd demons to choose from. This might be somebody else you want to talk to.
You already died and were raised again. I think if we try to summon a demon and succeed, if you try to summon Person and succeed, your god complex is going to be way off the charts. So let's try to summon a new demon.
Argue with you. I'd love to argue with you, but when you're right, you're right.
Wow, I didn't know you could say that about another person.
Hey. You got me painted in a corner. Okay, so what other demon would you like to speak to, Ms. Cooley?
That is such a good question. Who should we also
Who
not
sounds
demon
the hottest?
Not Demon Web 101 being in my Google suggested. Come on. Are you kidding me?
We all have a lot of explaining to
I'm
do
trying
to
to
the
remember
government
my
officials that watch our website activity.
I'm trying to remember my favorite of the. Oh, Furcus was definitely among my favorites.
I'm looking at the ones that I've previously clicked on. Let's see. There was Furfur.
Furfur's just fun because it sounds like a Pokemon.
Well, Furfur is the one that doth husband the fawning love between a man and a woman, creates storms, tempest, thunder, and lightning, and blasts. What? And teaches on secret and divine things.
What?
He'd be
on Pride Month?
Let's boil this down out of character.
Yeah.
What are you hoping to get from summoning a demon?
Giggles.
Okay.
Hoping to get filled like an empty vessel.
I want to be filled like an empty vessel.
I said giggles, but yeah.
I said what I said.
But I knew what you meant. I saw the truth in your eyes. I mean, Person was kind of a sexy option because Person has that thing about hidden treasures, past, present, and future, like hidden things, past, present, future, which is like on fucking point with our current predicament.
True.
So that was why he was
uh,
a hot choice. But
Yes. Turk, we are out of character. Feel free to weigh in
Yeah.
here.
yeah, you got some demons you like, Turk?
Visago.
Visago.
It manifests as an angel amongst the demonic host, bears most uncommon good nature. He can be persuaded to tell of events past and future and to discover all things, be they hid or lost.
Now
that might be a good one.
Which is like,
that is a sexy
if we're talking
option.
about demons that are like, hey, I'm comfortable with whatever you're comfortable with. Like,
But if we wanted to go for the hee hee ha ha's, there's a demon called Gap.
Yeah, yep, mind the gap.
Sorry.
Mind the gap. Yep.
That gap.
That Gap. No. Turk is right as always.
No, Visago's gonna spin his chair backwards and be like, look, I'm just gonna tell it to you like it is, kids. And
Yeah.
I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's a good option. Thank you, Turk. I think Visago sounds like a real swell fella. And if that fails, backup option, Furfur.
Yeah. Okay, also, and I promise I'm not trying to do this on purpose. Some of them I open because they're funny, like Gap. But
Right,
then,
sure.
like, every time I open it, with the exception of one, every time I open it, I always open about demons who are all about fucking and sucking. And I promise I'm not trying to. I'm just picking ones where I'm like, oh, that name looks interesting. And then that's what I get.
I mean, I just think it's probably a common trait that a lot of demons, be fucking and sucking, and that's fair.
I mean, I guess.
Y'all, we need to get going because this is a wild episode, and I can already tell
I'm
we're
so
way
sorry.
off the rails.
I'm so sorry.
good luck
Okay.
playing this as a drinking
We have
game.
actual plot things to get to other than deciding which demons are the hottest.
They're all
I'm
hot.
not deciding
They
that.
are.
I'm deciding which one we're gonna summon. And I agree that
I know,
Visago's
I'm just
a
messing
good
with you.
one.
I'm
Summon
just
this
messing with you.
fuckboy angel Visago.
Yeah. See our new Delta Green in between seasons series, or short series called "Hot or Not Demons," and go over each of them one by one.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
We take 72 demon peens.
So Visago seems to be a popular choice.
Visago is, I take that. I mean, let's summon a nice demon.
And a
Who's like
solid
less likely.
plot relevant demon.
Yes, but also like less likely to smite us.
Exactly. Okay, so here's the way we are going to do this. Okay, which of you is going to do the summoning?
Okay.
You can help.
I won't.
You
on
got to do the
principle.
first summoning. It's my turn.
Mom says it's my turn.
Really quick before we even get any deeper into this, what's Mythic Sanity at this moment? 31.
Oh, we going deep. He is at. How can that be? Oh yeah, he's at 31.
Got it.
His breaking point is 30. So.
Yep. All
that's
good
great.
and safe and wonderful. I do have to ask,
Please.
what's Michael doing?
Once he's done with that, he's
There is a log sheet. Like there's lots of paperwork to do.
Yeah, but he's got 2 loose idiots.
2?
He knows where Martini is.
2 hot dumb idiots. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Let's keep that in mind. Let's be thinking about that.
And I think if he's said and he sent Martini to go get the things, his tools, he's gonna take thank you. He's going to take a quick stop to his trunk, and he's going to get some things.
Yeah.
Privately, quietly, looking
Okay.
both ways before arming yourself.
Good boy.
And we'll go back into the McAllister building to try and find where they are.
I'll stop
So-
it right there.
Yeah. I assume that gives time.
Yeah, it would. but that's where we're gonna start. So basically, Mythic is upstairs. Mythic, you're redoing the circle, right?
The right
but
way.
you're also doing it in the order of the ritual. Like, you know that there's a specific order the things have to be done in. You get all the stuff together and you start the invocation, and then at a certain point you draw the Solomonic triangle, and then at the very end you write the name of the demon in the circle. So there's like a method, there's a ritual to it, and things have to be done in the correct order. And so you start these careful preparations, and then you start reading that invocation, and Effexaton, and Ephenaton, Prime Enumaton, and then you say, I invoke the Bornless One, and you start going, and then I think we hear Mythic's voice doing the invocation, as the viewers follow Michael outside, walking. You parked like half a block away, Michael, on the street. And as you are walking in that direction, you pass one of those big, in New York, when they're doing construction on a building, they'll have like plywood, they'll have like barriers put up around the scaffolding. And it is prime real estate for posters and graffiti and everything else you can imagine. And you pass by one that it's covered in posters, and they're all the same poster, and you don't think about it too much. And you head towards the car, and you get out everything you need. You come back, and this time, you stop. And you look at the poster. And it says, live tonight, the city never sleeps. Reading and signing by Dr. Dexter McDonald. And it has a picture of the cover of Dexter's fucking book just postered across this. And it has an address. It says 9 p.m. And it gives an address here in New York City, today's date. For those of you who are new to the series, we had a little one-shot, two-shot before we started, and Dexter wrote a book about it into a sort of a novel form. The publisher decided it was fiction, despite his protests.
Currently 16 weeks in the New York Times bestseller list.
He's gonna look at the poster. Just like hold back that feeling of like, ugh. But then catch himself and realize he would have probably registered this ahead of time.
Say more. What do you mean?
Well, like, if this is a poster that he's seeing on the way in, right? Because he's walked around this area. Is it just like he's like, I know my search isn't super high, but I have a pretty decent basic awareness, alertness rather. Like,
yeah,
has
you
he
don't
ever
need to roll.
These
posters look new. It looks like they've gone up recently.
He's gonna take this one down.
Mm-hmm.
And he's living in New Jersey, so he probably has a somewhat decent idea of the
geography.
map of New York.
Yeah.
Kind of like mentally. Also, it's before GPS, so his head had to be a lot better.
It's this is an address. No, it's weird. Like, it doesn't say like Borders, or you know what I mean. It doesn't say Barnes and Noble. It doesn't have the name of a place that would hold something like this, but it is like this address that is in Lower Midtown, not too far from where you are now, just a little bit further in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm. and current time-wise, it's just after sunset, so probably 9 p.m. is a bit of a way, even if he did walk it. Probably shouldn't show up to book signing strap. But no, he should probably go make Dexter aware he has an event tonight.
Yeah.
As his buddy, as his friend.
And I do want to make sure that, Colin, you know this, is that this would be news to Dexter.
Oh. Okay.
So Michael makes his way back in. Meanwhile, upstairs, Mythic is listing the names of all these demons. And then at the end, he bends over and around the circle. Yep.
Just that Micro, you've heard Dexter talk many, many times. His voice when he's doing this is completely different. In an unsettling way, I think. Like,
I don't
it's
like that.
Yeah, it's like he studied, like, you ever hear that Mongolian throat singing? Like, his voice sounds like it is coming from somewhere far deeper inside his body. And his voice is much lower and much more forceful. And there is no ums and ahs or stuttering. It is like every single syllable is like, it's like soldiers standing at attention. They're all just extremely separated. And it is like making the walls rattle. It is deeply unsettling. It's also loud. I don't think Dexter knows how to do these things in a hushed tone. I think when you're summoning demons, you have to show kind of force and bravado, and that is precisely what he's doing. So it is loud and rattling and deep and bellowing and berry white bass.
So you read out these names in that loud, booming. You read all these names, and then at the end you bend over, and around the circle on the inside of it, you write the name of this demon letter by letter. And so what I need from you, Colin, is I need a percentile dice roll. I just need a roll.
Like in a cult roll?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
A roll. Just a flat roll.
A flat 100?
Yeah.
Okay. 6.
Dang.
Is that good?
That's great. Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? He's gonna be insufferable.
Throughout this process, and this is something I forgot to mention, but I'll add in retrospect because it matters. As you are doing this summoning in your deep throat singing voice, there are all these things happening around. And Micro, like this happened when you were doing it. Like you heard a phone ringing and the door knocking and things opening and closing. It's almost as if when Dexter does it, whatever's doing this knows that it's going to take more to distract this guy. And so like the street lights are flashing outside, the car, like police sirens just like blaring as he does this. You know, there is loud knocking on every door in the apartment. All this, but I would imagine
are these things that Michael can perceive where he is?
He's outside.
You said streetlights were flashing, homie.
Yeah. I'd say yeah. Anything that's external like that, the flashing streetlights,
yeah,
a parade of
a random marching band comes by.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A rocket ship taking off. All this stuff is going on. Michael, like you notice all this stuff, and I don't think it means anything to him other than what the crap, you know? He doesn't know what you're up there doing.
No idea.
But I would say that I don't even need to ask. I know that Mythic is going to be laser focused on the task at hand. You finish inscribing the name of which demon was it again?
Vusago. Vusago. That's actually
Vusago. Gotta stop the jokes. Spooky show. You finish inscribing this name, and just as you do, like as soon as you write the last letter, all those distractions and noises all stop. All the disturbances end, and you feel this. We'll say it's a warm breeze sort of wash past you. Like I needed to tell you, like, yeah, that made a connection. You don't see anyone here. They didn't pop out of thin air. But you fully expect for this demon to make contact with you sometime soon. Micro, you see all this.
But do I feel the breeze?
Yeah.
Did you feel that?
No.
When you weren't paying attention. Try to stay focused next time. But I believe it worked.
I felt it.
The truth comes out. That is how you do it. And now we wait.
It's sufferable. Do you wait in the room? You know, this demon will find you wherever you are. So you don't need to, it's not like you're waiting for the cable repair guy, right?
Right.
Like he doesn't have a 2-hour window where you have to be in that apartment.
Okay. Help me clean this up.
And I will. We do need to clean it up.
So nice. So responsible.
Yeah.
I just don't want Michael to see.
Why don't you want Michael to see?
Really? You want to know why I don't want Captain Rosary to see?
I mean, it's part of the work, right?
Michael clearly knows a thing or two, but also is deeply, deeply close-minded about certain things. So I suspect he would be unhappy to know that we've summoned not one, but possibly 2 demons, assuming you didn't absolutely cock up your attempt.
And speaking of Michael's reaction, I think at this point is when Michael re-enters the building, poster in hand. Michael, there's still nobody else in the apartment.
Checks that. Start moving up the stairs. But also we all have burners, yeah?
You all have burner phones, yeah?
Yeah.
And you know the numbers.
He'll ping a
Track
call.
phones.
He'll throw a call to Micro.
Okay.
Hello, Agent Micro.
Where are you?
God. Sorry, it's been 2 weeks.
Who is it?
You're up on the 3rd floor in
Yeah.
apartment 8C.
Okay. What? Please hold. Who else would it be? Who else would it be? There are 4 of us. 2 of us are here together.
Micro, sound off. Where are you?
3rd floor.
What room?
Oh God, whatever room number.
8C.
Yeah,
8C.
8C.
I'm on my way up. Click.
You're not done. You're not done cleaning up the demon summoning circle.
What's going on?
I want to do.
I'm gonna look right at you and just.
Mom and Dad are
Michael's
coming
on. No, I look you dead in the eye. Michael's on his way.
Why? Okay, I'm gonna. What do I have to roll to quickly destroy and cover up a demon
Not
summoning?
destroy.
Well, yeah, cover up your tracks.
Like put a carpet over the fucking thing.
Criminology.
I would like
Disguise?
disguise or maybe survive.
Demolitions.
No.
Demolitions?
Yeah. We'll just do. What's
I'll
your
go
art?
disguise.
You have art.
I have art. I have a 20 in art.
Okay. Well, you roll whatever you want. Let's see how it goes.
It's a disguise and art. It's the same amount for me
This
either
is
way.
more of an
so I'm gonna
RP thing than it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a disguise and we'll see what happens. Oh my god, I got it! I got a 2!
You are hot tonight.
I am very
You
hot
are
today.
your demon's favorite. This is sick and twisted.
Yeah. So you just do it right as like the doorknob rattles. Like you get the like you drop the piece of chalk in your pocket and then.
Yep. Put a carpet over the top of what's left on it and just.
What are Micro and Mythic doing when Michael?
We both. I want to do. We both cross our arms and do this.
The thing is, I think you do that to me. I think by the time Michael called, I was like, no, I'm not helping you. So I just stood there, arms crossed the whole time, and now that you're done, you pop a pose next to me as Michael walks through the door.
Michael, how's your human?
Michael.
Hello. My human's 34.
Okay, make me a human roll. It's kind of a contested roll against that super great disguise check.
I got
36
Ah!
out of 34.
Got
That's a failure. Just barely.
Just there.
They're weird, but they're always weird. That's what Michael comes away with.
That's my cover. What you been up to?
I was down in the apartment doing our job. What have you been up to here? And he's gonna walk around and just look over the room. Exactly the kind of way your father would when he comes home.
Touching the TV to see if it's hot.
Checks the dust, touches the TV. Oh my god, yeah. Checks for any signs of demon.
Little sulfur in
Smells
the
like
air.
demon up here.
Yeah.
Kids have been smoking.
We were up here doing our job
Not the demon's grass.
as well.
And what did your job have to do with a third-floor empty apartment?
I had to make sure it was empty, didn't we?
And you've been here for how long doing that?
We're very thorough.
We are
Okay.
not beating the martini allegation.
Oh god, you're right. I didn't even think of that.
Mm-hmm.
That thought does like pop into his head, and just
Yeah.
like, please try to keep this professional.
What?
What?
He holds up the flyer, and if you're going to take this long to clear a room, you might miss your book signing.
Your
My-
what?
My what?
And he's going to offer up the poster towards Mythic.
Mythic, this looks this poster advertising your book signing looks just like all the other posters you've had up on this tour.
Well,
It is identical with the details of the location, time changed.
this looks official, but I did not have a scheduled signing here.
Well, it's all over the street.
I know you're not going to believe me, but I am actually just as surprised as you are. That's pretty weird. I think I have to. I need to call my agent just to figure out what this is about. Do you mind?
Please. Sorry to interrupt.
He's gonna get out his burner phone. What? I have an agent. Is that weird?
No. To Michael. What?
Mythic pulls out.
Oh,
his
sorry to
burner phone.
interrupt. He's gonna go out in the hallway and leave the two of them in here.
Okay. Make me an alertness check.
Okay.
Mm.
That had to end sometime. All right, failure.
Okay. Yeah. You get out in the
3 on
hallway.
a 27.
Door closes behind you, and you call up your agent. What's your agent's name? We can decide. Cynthia. No.
Cynthia, love it. Yep.
Cynthia. Okay. The phone rings a few times, and a voice on the other end says, "Hello."
Cynthia, hey, it's Dexter.
Oh, Dexter. Hey, how's the tour?
Well, I thought paused briefly, but apparently not.
Well, I mean, what do you mean? What are you talking about exactly?
Well, I had the signing in Chicago a couple days ago. That
Right.
was great, by
Yep.
the way. Really good space.
Oh, good,
Loved it.
good. Yeah,
Wonderful.
they're great people down
Yeah, really lovely, really lovely. And I know I have DC next week, but I
Right.
didn't have anything on the calendar for New York, did I?
No, you don't. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. And you hear Cynthia shuffling, like around papers and stuff like that. She's like, "Oh no, you do. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Well, I didn't. I
How
don't know
did
how
you
this.
not?
No, I mean, I knew this tour back to front. And, like, I feel I'm mortified.
Evidently not.
No, evidently not. And I'm so sorry. That's on me. No, but it's right here. Yeah, New York. There's no name of the bookstore, but there's an address, and then it says, it says that Amelia set it up. Like, it says like she did it 3 days ago, but I don't remember writing this down. Maybe my assistant. And you hear her trail off. And she's
Cynthia,
trying to figure this out.
okay, I'm actually glad you mentioned that. Have you heard from Amelia? Because she was with me, but I can't find her.
What do you mean? You can't.
Okay, I'll rephrase. I don't know where she is.
Okay, well, did the two of you? Is there trouble in paradise?
I don't know. Maybe I don't. We had a little bit of a fight, but I didn't. It was nothing out of the ordinary.
Sweetie, I think that this is just a lover's quarrel, probably. Okay, so I wouldn't worry too much about it.
No,
but apparently,
I hear you.
She cared about you enough to set up this book signing for you. I suppose if you can't make time for her, she'll make time for you to be at a book signing with her. I don't know. You figure it out.
Wow, you really don't know a lot about relationships, do you?
Sweetie, I know contracts and I know royalty payments, and that's what you care about. That's what you told me.
That's true.
You also said you care about the truth, and I don't know what that means, but
okay. Well, I do care about the truth for sure, and right now the truth is I have no idea what's going on. And should I go to this book signing? I mean, I didn't even set this up. You didn't set this up. What if Amelia's just fucking with me? And
it's right here in my books. Everything here looks official. They paid in advance, so I guess you don't have to go. But that looks, yeah. They put down a deposit to sort of lock you in probably because of my success in promoting your book.
Okay, you know contracts. Does that mean I have to go now?
It would look really bad if you didn't.
Okay. I will do it.
You don't have to. I don't want to make you do anything.
No, stop.
I don't want to stifle your creative. Okay. All right.
Stop. No, listen, I'll go. From now on, okay? The only person who sets up book signings is me. You understand? Amelia does not have authorization to set up book signings for me. Tell your assistants, tell whoever you have to tell.
Oh.
Me.
Oh.
Or you. You can set them up, obviously. Me or you. Nobody else.
All right. Yeah. Yes, I'm going to be having a roundtable meeting to discuss this with all of my interns.
And whoever did, please fire them. Just please. Outright.
For you, absolutely.
That's bullshit, isn't it? She's totally not going to fire that person.
Roll me a human check.
Fail.
You don't know.
Okay.
She might.
Okay.
She might not.
Okay. Listen though, if you if you hear from Amelia, if she calls to set up any other events, especially, but I mean, just if you hear from her at all, could you call me at this number? It's a new phone.
You sound really worried.
She's never done this. She's never done this before.
Mm.
I mean, we've gotten in fights and stuff, but she turns up after a day.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry to cut you off. I have to go. I'm going to a movie. All right. So
Okay.
just be there
Good
tonight.
talk.
Okay.
Yep.
Still a lot of
Good
books
talk.
you can
Yep.
do, and I'm proud of you.
Okay.
When is
Yep.
book number 2
Yep.
gonna? When am I gonna
Gotcha.
see you? Okay.
Eventually. Okay. Bye. Click.
Publisher is brilliant. Knows the best way to shut down a conversation author is ask about
Just
their
stop
next
it.
book.
Just stop.
Just ask, hey, when's your next book coming out?
Just ask for more responsibility, and
That is how to shuffle George R. R. Martin off the phone. So quick.
Hey George, how's that chapter coming along? Oh, I gotta
Okay. Gotta go.
Hey, good talking.
All right. So there we are. Mythic, get off the phone.
All right. What checks his watch? What time is it?
It is 7:38.
Oh, fuck me.
Which means that if you take the train, you can be there in a few minutes. You've got a little wiggle room, but you should probably get moving if you're going to be at this thing.
All right. He comes back into the room. What are Micro and Michael doing while he's gone? What do I come back into?
Making out?
Make it out.
No. No.
Unless,
No.
But wouldn't it just be
Unless-
crazy? You know.
Real twist.
my shipping charge be down to
Save it
whack.
for the finale.
Oh.
You got it, baby. All right. So yeah, what are you guys actually doing? Short of making out?
I mean, as soon as Mythic leaves, he is going to turn the gaze on you. I know you two weren't just standing around like new kids on the block.
Sorry.
I had to Google 1995 because I checked. I was gonna say in sync. They'd only released a single thus far. Wouldn't know them.
New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits.
Oh, absolutely. So
Sorry, I had
what
a
was-
full panic moment just now. I thought my dog was pissing on me. Let me
But it was just yourself.
let me come back to earth. Let me come back to
What?
myself. I
So-
really
Mike.
okay. Yes.
What were you doing?
Micro doesn't do well with actual authority. Like she can I don't even think she snipped back and forth with Mythic like this in college. She does now because, doesn't have any authority over her. But Michael naturally has authority, and if there's anybody that's the captain of the team, it's Michael. So I do think Micro immediately turns around and starts busying herself with anything. Just research.
Into what?
So have you heard of the Yellow King? Because it's this really interesting play, and I'm really desperate to find the next
Like a full copy.
yeah, of the full copy, the next portion, the next page. Sorry, my connection has been interrupted, so I had to figure out what was going on. I'm trying to find the next section, the next part of the play, the next page, the next sentence, like anything. And so I was talking to Mythic about that.
I really want to make a human check. But
Please.
I mean, I think
it's up to you. It's not
not like
really a
it's-
deception check. There's
No.
criminology. There's persuade would probably be what Micro would roll if she wanted to.
check your dodge.
Yeah. All right, persuade.
Oh.
God damn it.
Michael with a 6 on the
Six.
human.
Oh.
34. I loom and pierce you with the eyes of.
Oh!
And a 44. That is a
Micro with the
fumble. Michael, she is a liar and she sits on the throne of falsehoods. she is not good at it either, which complicates things even further. Because in this line of work, sometimes you have to do that.
Not his kill
Micro.
quota going up too. It's just
Micro.
like, might as well take her out now.
Micro, you lose a point of sanity for having to lie to authority. No. Not sanity. Willpower. You lose a willpower point.
Okay.
Pinch his nose and look down. Micro,
Yes.
you're a part of this team, and I trust you to get the job done. We need to have this handled. We can't do that if you won't tell me what's going on here.
Hey kids, what are we talking about?
You can't be mad. You can't be mad. We summoned a demon. You can't be mad.
It's like a singular eyebrow twitching.
Well, that's my cue. I gotta go to a book signing. It's been great. You guys take care.
Stand fast. You
Or what?
Or what me?
I don't think it worked. I tried to summon it.
It worked.
You legitimately thought introducing demonic hosts into this situation would improve it.
You legitimately thought that demonic hosts were not already introduced to this situation.
That's the only reason why we did it, because somebody already did it first.
That makes it okay to further complicate the situation. We are here to contain this, not spread it around.
We are engaged, Michael, as we've discussed, with something beyond our comprehension. Sometimes, to wrap your little wee pea brain around things that are beyond your comprehension, you need a little bit of supernatural help. All that I did was summon by the way, as demons go, a very nice demon. A well-meaning, warm, inviting demon who is willing to share some hidden information with us. That is all.
And that's
I did everything according to code. It should be safe. Yes, Micro, you have something to contribute.
It just feels like there's so many things that are missing. Like, so many pieces of information that are missing. We have these really big pieces. Like, it's like with a puzzle, right? Like, we have the corners, but corners aren't good if you don't have the stuff in the middle. We have big pieces of information, and we don't know where the rest of it is, and I really want to find the rest of the Young King.
Puzzle is the crude metaphor, but an accurate one. Micro speaks true. There's a lot we don't know.
It's not our job to understand perfectly what's going on here. We have
Yes,
We have identified that there is a hypergeometric threat. We are now set to contain and eliminate all evidence of it ever existing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
How can we contain something we can't find?
This instance is a building.
Mm-hmm.
It is made of concrete and brick and whatever cheap plaster these walls are paved with. It can be destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So what about the 8 others? You got a plan for those?
What about the time anomaly?
Our mission is not to handle everything in one go. This isn't a book where everything gets wrapped up nicely.
Mm-hmm.
We have a deadline to handle this building.
Do we?
We do.
Mm-hmm. Evidence I've seen says that by the year 2015, no one's figured it out, so I don't think we really have much of a deadline, do we? Seems like we got 20 years to wiggle room.
We have 8 hours before we become part of the problem that Delta Green will solve. That's me offering that to you as professional courtesy.
Wow.
What's
Okay.
happening in 8 hours?
Yeah, back the fuck up? What?
But I said, we've let this loop go unclosed for too long. We need
How about-
to sort this building out. And then
How about-
go our separate ways.
Yeah, okay, so how about you drop the professional euphemisms for like a hot fucking second and you tell me what you mean? What happens in 8 hours, Mike?
Like I said, we become a problem
Say it!
that needs to be solved.
Oh my
They
god,
will-
would you say it?
They're gonna do to us what
They're gonna
they
what?
did to.
They're gonna what?
I think Micro starts pacing, just anxious pacing.
We're here to do a job. We get it done, or we get taken off this case and they sign someone else to it.
And so that's what they're just gonna do for the next 20 years. Just leave dead Delta Green bodies all over this place because that's what's happening. That's
Not
what's gonna
if
happen.
we solve it now.
In 8 hours, Mike, do we get fired? Or do we get fired?
I don't know.
I want to human this motherfucker.
Yeah, please.
Can I help at all? Because I told them about what happened to Burbach and Griffith and Carter and all of them.
You did.
Can I get a modifier?
I'll give you a +10 to your target.
Okay, so my target
Because
is an
you've all
18,
sort of
but now it's
pieced-
a
Yeah.
now it's a 28. So I gotta get under a 28. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, all you know is that Michael's has drank the Kool-Aid, but you knew that already.
Yeah, I knew that already.
Hmm. And I'd say that I'd love, not Michael, I don't think he's come to terms with this, but I'd love Micro and Mythic to make me a sanity check, just knowing that if this thing isn't resolved, you know, like they say in Delta Green, either you solve the problem or you become the problem.
Yeah,
Failure.
I'm stressed out too.
Yeah. So, that's a point for Mythic. If you want to project, you can. Micro, you're okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna choose to break.
Oh boy.
Oh, so good. I love it. So in Delta Green, when you hit your breaking point, you basically go into a fit of temporary insanity. And so what that means here in this case is that I think Mythic starts pacing, and he's sort of wrestling with these things in his mind of responsibilities and connections and obligations, and so he's both thinking, I've got to be here, I've got to solve this, I've got to get out of here, I've got to get to that book signing, I've got to find Amelia, I've got, you know, so like all those things at once. And I think just in that moment, Mythic turns and starts walking and then starts running out of the building.
Yep.
What do the others
I'll be honest
do
with
when
you,
this happens?
The
Yeah.
reason why I chose to break is because Mythic's gonna go do a book signing while he's having a mental breakdown.
I love it. I love it. So the two of you watch the other. How do Michael and Micro respond?
Mythic, where are you going? And we'll like follow him for a short while down the
Okay.
stairs and like to the mailroom
Okay.
and just
Do you stop? Do you keep going? I mean, he is out in the street.
He stops at the mailroom.
I'm gonna turn and look and just. We gotta go. What are you doing? Come on, let's go.
No. Building first.
What does
He's
Micro
not
do?
okay.
He's not. But we know where he's going. We know where he has to be. That gives us a timeline.
Okay, well, what if he like runs into the middle of the street? What if something happens to him? What if he gets arrested?
Micro.
We can't just leave him alone.
Micro. The mission is to contain and suppress information. The fifth and final step is to preserve human life. Mythic knew what he was signing up for. If he can't handle it, then we'll take care of him later.
Okay, I want to give Micro the agency here, but I need a decision right now because I gotta go to the bathroom. We need to go on break. Micro, do you stay or do you go?
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh God.
Great sound effect right there.
Michael Bay stuff.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm really struggling with this.
I bet Micro's struggling with it too.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know. Cause like, oh God, she should stay. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go after him.
So Micro turns and goes out of the mailroom, leaving Michael standing there, watching her go. Michael, you watch her go down and go the same direction Mythic goes, and as soon as she gets out to the street, a taxi cab comes barreling down the road and misses her by inches. And as the two of you turn and look and watch it drive away, you could swear that there's that same taxi cab that almost hit the guy with the snake standing outside the window. And that's where we'll take our break. We are going to take a quick break. I got to go to the bathroom so bad. Everybody stay here. We'll be back. We're going to a mental breakdown book signing. And also, we'll figure out what the heck else is going on and what the team does next. Just thank you for being here. Come back. We'll be here in 15 minutes. Bye. And welcome back. There is a... It's not a high-speed chase. It's a bit of a pursuit. As Mythic, who is having a bit of a breakdown here, decides to run out of this haunted apartment building and go to a book signing. This is a normal sentence that I'm saying with my mouth. And he runs out, and Micro hesitates, deciding whether she's going to stay out of loyalty to Delta Green and stay with Michael, or if she's going to go after Mythic out of concern, and she decides to chase after. But just as she does, she's almost hit, and with the speed this taxi cab is going, almost certainly killed by this car that just flies past her. A taxi, a yellow cab. Michael, you see this happen as well. And Micro, you're just like, what? How do you react?
I don't think Micro's the kind of person to like yell at a taxi, but I do think she stands there just utterly shocked, like shaking, hyperventilating, breathing heavy, because that almost happened. And I think she is going to look at the taxi driver. Do they have
They're
any?
gone. Like, they're going by. This is a 20 mile per hour speed limit street, and they were going somewhere around 80.
Jesus.
Like, but you get this brief glimpse of that yellow cab, and your mind, I think, because you saw when Mythic pulled the thing off the wall, you saw that cab laying on the horn as the person crossed the street.
It was the same taxi.
It feels that way more than it registers that way.
I think I'm gonna look around to see if there's anybody else that saw that.
Well, I mean, you scan the area and you look up and Michael's watching from the stoop.
Mm-hmm. He looks shocked too, so that actually did happen.
Mm-hmm.
Michael is probably a little bit too far to actually talk, but he's going to hold up his phone and just kind of shake it as if to imply, I'm here. And then put back in his pocket and turn around and go back into the building.
Okay.
Okay.
Micro, you saw the address on that poster. So
I
you
did.
know
I
where
did.
Mythic is most likely heading. But for now, we're going to go over to Mythic. As he sort of runs down the street. It's almost 8 o'clock p.m. on a Sunday.
Yep.
In New York City, in Manhattan.
Yep.
People everywhere.
Yep.
Just coming
Everywhere.
and
A lot of people. A lot of people everywhere. Yep. It's a lot to take in. There's a lot of bodies, there's a lot of faces, a lot of people that are looking at me. A lot of people that are not looking at me, and that's actually just as suspicious as the people who are looking at me, because why aren't they looking at me? Why are they not paying attention? Are they trying to not pay attention to me? Are they attempting to appear nonchalant? I think they are. It's probably best if I stick to the sidewalk, and probably I want to keep a building up against my left side, so that way no one can. Of course, if it has doors, they could come out of the doors, but at least sort of limit the access that other people have to me. So he's going to kind of walk, and he's going to walk along the buildings, and he's going to keep his left hand. There's an old heuristic that if you're ever lost in a maze, if you're ever lost in a building, you can actually just put your left hand against the wall and walk, and eventually you will find your way out, because you will actually walk every possible path that there is to walk until you reach the other side. So as long as he keeps his hand sort of connected to a building and can feel something tactile on his fingertips, he knows that he's not lost, and of course that means that nobody can sneak up on him. So he is going to walk, and he is going to keep one hand out on the buildings, running across the wood of scaffolding and things as he goes, and he is going to beeline. He's going to try to keep his eyes straight ahead, but he can't keep his eyes straight ahead because he keeps having to sort of look off in other directions just to make sure that no one else is watching him, which of course they are, and they aren't, which again, equally suspicious. But he is going to walk, and he is going to try to contain himself, and he is breathing deeply. He is breathing deeply, for sure. He can feel that kind of when he talks to his therapist, he calls it the drill. It's that feeling in your chest where it feels as if someone has taken sort of like one of those automatic whisking blenders and put it inside your heart and just kind of twisted it all around, and that's what's happening to him right now. It's very hard to breathe. But he's prepared for this moment. He has been in therapy for months now, and he knows that in these moments it is important for him to breathe deeply and to keep moving and to not allow things to overtake him. And as long as he keeps walking, as long as he keeps his feet beating against the asphalt, then it can't consume him. And so that is what he's going to do. He is going to simply keep moving and keep his eyes ahead, while also scanning all around him at every available opportunity.
Yeah. I see Mythic fighting against the current of people, keeping a building on his left-hand side. Several times, people will just bump right into him, right? Just like telling is they watch it, watch where you're going, and getting quite a few looks and stares. But despite his, I don't know. Well, I mean, Mythic's everyone has 10 in navigation, at least. Does Mythic have any points in navigation?
That is a question.
Yes.
Navigation. Mythic has a 10. Yep, he's got a 10 in navigate. Yep.
Want to roll just to see how it goes?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, what could go wrong? That could go wrong. That went wrong. That was a 52. Yep.
Soon you realize that you're lost. You're in Soho. You know that this shop is somewhere in Soho, but it's down some side street somewhere. It's something like 23rd and a half or something like that, and so you start going down alleys and checking. There's a lot of little pedestrian path shop districts here, where the blocks are connected where cars aren't, and back and forth until you turn a corner, and the sound of the city fades out a little bit, and you see another one of those deep, narrow alleyways lined with shops, but this one is absurdly barren. There's just not a lot of people down this one.
Which is like, in this moment, a deeply attractive quality in the location. So, he makes a beeline for it.
Yeah, you go to it, and as you look up at the sign, this is where you're meant to be. This is the street that was on the address on that poster.
Oh, good. Okay. He looks first before going into the shop. He looks in through the windows.
You start looking for a bookshop. And there's a lot of unmarked, run-down sort of storefronts. Some stoops of what apparently are apartment buildings. And then you come across this building that is it seems old, like New York is a relatively young city by the world's standards, but this has this sense of age to it. And you realize as you lock in on this storefront that if you were anybody else at any other time, you wouldn't have noticed this place. It's so in tune with the world and seamless that most people would walk right past it. There is a small cluttered window with stacks and stacks of books of varying age and condition. And as you look at it, you can tell that at one point the word books was painted on it, but it's been scraped off for the most part. And it has the number that you're looking for. There is a light on inside, a dim flickering light, and the door is open and almost hanging off of its hinge. And just past the door on the inside, you see a person moving around inside.
Knock, knock. He says knock, knock. He doesn't actually knock. Knock, knock. Hello. Hi.
Hey, come in, please.
Yeah. Hi.
You enter? Yes, hello. Oh, Dr. McDonald, welcome. You see a man, a tall, lanky man. He appears to be maybe North African. He's got that sort of loose-fitting clothing. It's dashiki style type of stuff going on. And he has that caramel skin. He's got this big smile on his face. He says, "Oh, I'm so glad you could be here. We have been waiting for this for days now. We're very excited." And he gestures to the counter. And on the counter is a stack of your books. Copies of The City Never Sleeps. He looks at this, he gestures towards it. He says, "Yes, I'm a big admirer of yours, these books. It is a wonderful story, and a very talented man."
Thank you.
Oh, my apologies. I am the proprietor. My name is Mr. Robert.
Mr. Sorry.
Robert.
Robert. Mr. Robert.
Yes.
Okay.
Robert.
Robert.
Yes. That is my full name.
Robert. Okay. So Robert, is that the only entrance to your store? The front door there? Is there a back door?
More or less. We do not have. It is difficult. We have some exit, emergency exit in the back, other ways. But
Are they locked from the outside?
we have protections in place.
Oh, okay. Well, love your spot. It has a great ambiance to it. Where should I? Where am I doing this? What are we?
He reaches into his pocket and pulls out this cigarette case and draws out this hand-rolled cigarette. Says, "Yes, please." And he gives one to you.
Okay.
And he lights it up, and as soon as it hits your lips, like, this is not a lucky strike, right?
Mm.
It's an unfiltered cigarette, but it is rich and impressive in its quality. He says, please follow me. And he grabs the stack of books with one arm, starts leading you in the back, down one of the aisles.
I think he is like between the paranoia and just the temporary insanity he's currently undergoing, and the fact that he just took like a huge nicotine hit unfiltered. His head is like swimming as this guy leads him in the back.
And if your head wasn't swimming already, as you start moving down these rows, you quickly become disoriented. There are rows and rows of shelves that lean precariously. There are piles of books, too many books, physical impossibilities of how they're stacked. And the floor beneath you creaks and groans as if it's undergone a lot of water damage over the years. But on all sides of you, and this probably doesn't help the paranoia, are these ponderous towers of books of every size, color, and condition. And
wow, how big is this place?
Quite big. Yes. We have been here for a long time, and you rent control. You see.
Oh yeah, I love that rent control. Yeah.
Yes.
Where are we going? Where are we
this
going?
way, and he turns left.
Oh.
And you follow him, and the depressing fluorescent lights in the ceiling are flickering and cutting in and out, and the smoke from your cigarettes is sort of like floating up, and yeah, exactly, right. Just like that. And just as you start to get even more nervous than you were already, your camera turns off. And
Sorry.
even as you as you start to think am I in danger? You know what I mean? Like
Or
something
am I
like
in
that.
hell?
You're about to say something, and you hear Mr. Robert say, we are here. And it opens up into this square gathering area with rows of chairs lined up. And from every direction off of this square are more rows of books. And if you crane your neck, you try to look around, you don't see an ending. You can't tell where the walls to the outside are. And I think if this were a few days ago, Mythic would be disturbed by the similarities to the night floors. But at this point, I mean, you tell me.
He's not thinking about the similarities to the night floors. He's thinking about the fact that he doesn't know how to get out of here. That's what's in his brain. He doesn't know where the exit is, or he doesn't know where he came in from anymore. He's been so turned around. He has absolutely no idea where he is. And I don't think the night floors connection, he's just not with it enough to make that connection right now. But what's freaking him out is thinking about, like, I don't know how to get out of here.
As that realization sets in, well, let's do a sanity check just to see how far with it goes. You know.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, I need a new breaking point.
Oh yeah, that would be is it willpower minus?
Yeah, it should be
Power minus willpower, or willpower?
Your willpower minus your current sanity, I believe. But let me double check.
Well, my willpower is, I have 6
Whichever
willpower.
is less. I just had it. I looked it up during the break, and like, what is it?
Well, I can still roll this, and we'll see if I.
Your breaking point is equals starting sanity minus POW. The instant the agent's sanity reaches the breaking point, you gain disorder. Reset the breaking point to equal the new sanity scored minus
the current
POW.
sanity minus the POW.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means my breaking point is now 24.
And you're at 30.
And I'm at 30. Yep. Oh, whoops. I changed the wrong thing. Okay. Breaking point is 24, so I'm 6 points away from breaking again. So let's do a little sanity check.
Let's do a sanity check.
That's a failure.
Okay.
I'm going insane.
You take 3 points of sanity loss.
Fucking shit. Okay. So it's great you mentioned that. Thanks for that. Because Turk and I were just discussing my disorders. And the fact that anytime I lose more than 2 points at a single event, it triggers both a megalomania episode and a paranoia episode. So, So now he's hyper paranoid, and any suggestion that he's not completely superior to everyone will be met with hostility.
Excellent.
So this will be fun. This is a great way to do an event in front of people.
Speaking of people, you survey the crowd. There are 3 people here, seated in the rows. There is a sort of sweaty, balding Caucasian man, and looks like he's in his 40s. He has this like wool jacket on, which probably makes sense as to why he's sweating. He's got a pork pie hat on the chair next to him, and he's clutching a copy of your book. There is a small, dark-haired, spectacled Caucasian guy in a purple suit.
Okay.
He is smoking a cigarette of his own.
I like that guy.
What's that?
I like that guy.
And there is someone who, by all counts, appears to be a 12-year-old girl in a Catholic schoolgirl uniform. She is also holding a book, but it's not yours.
That's the most unsettling of all of them.
Oh, you know who that is.
Yeah, I have a feeling I do know who that is. Anyway, he turns to Robert, and this is where the megalomania comes in. Is this everybody? Is this this is all we could get? This is the whole crowd.
Well, let me see. And he pulls out a pocket watch, and you can hear it tick, tick, tick. We still have a few minutes for people to arrive. If you want to use the WC, the bathroom.
But yeah, yeah. Yeah, that would be good actually. That would be good.
It is back by the entrance.
Back by the entrance.
Yes.
Yeah, and which way is that? Where's that?
We came, and he points.
Yeah, that was 6 miles ago. Would you mind
would you like
being
me
a little
to,
more?
Would you like me to take you?
Yes, obviously. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Yes. I'm sorry. Please. Starts leading you back the way you came.
Yeah.
I would like an alertness check.
They get worse. That's another failure. That's a
Okay.
huge failure. And a 93 on a 27.
As you walk, you hear something in the distance. It sounds like it's far away, but not only far away. It sounds like it's like in another room. But, you know, the books break up a lot of the sound. But it sounds like a round of applause.
What is that? What is that?
What is what?
Clapping. There's another event here. Are you upstaging me? You're holding another event at the same time that you're doing one for me? And it sounds like they've got a hell of a crowd, too, and I only got 3 fucking people. Are you kidding?
Oh, Miss Dr. McDonald, please. I did not hear anything. Perhaps it is your audience. They are excited.
There's 3 of them. There's 3 of them, Bob. What do you mean they're excited? Who? Okay, actually, you know what? Hey, while we're talking, stop right there. Just a moment. Did you talk to a woman named Amelia in setting this event up?
Oh, Amelia.
Yeah,
Yes.
Amelia.
Yes, your lover.
Okay, little direct, but you're not wrong, I suppose.
Delightful woman. She came here
Yeah,
herself.
Oh, did she? Did she? And when was that?
A few days ago. Yeah, she arrived on my doorstep, and she had been wandering the city. It appears as though she had been crying.
What did she tell you?
I don't understand the question. Can you reframe it for me?
Oh my god, what did she tell you? She had been crying, and then she booked an event for me. Was that the whole conversation, or did you get anything else out of it?
That would be humorous, but no. It is merely an observation. I get many people wandering into and around my show.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I get to observe. She seemed troubled. But when she told me why she was here on a tour for your book, I said, "Oh, you must come to my store, my humble store, to do a reading." And that was the end of our conversation.
Did she say where she was going after that?
You know, I do not remember. I think she went into the stacks, and she must have left after I turned my back.
But you didn't see her leave, did you, Robert?
I did not.
Okay. You know, I'm good. I don't think I need the bathroom. Let's just get this over with, you know? Let's just power through, you know? Let's just do this.
Start heading back toward the performance area. I don't know. Reading area. And as you walk, at one moment, you look to your right, down one of the side hallways, and you see this weird sight. There is this clearing within the maze of the bookcases. There's a small area, and there's this round bench, and next to the bench, there's all this stuff piled up. There's a crowbar. There's a scattering of wood shavings used as like packing material, and there's this little wooden crate sitting there. Robert doesn't seem to register this and keeps walking.
It's like I'm seeing this like through like a bookshelf.
You see it like you go in by an intersection and you look. Everything is labyrinthine, And so when you see a clearing with a bench and a box and stuff, it's different than books. And so it sort of sticks out.
Robert, hold up. Stop,
Yes.
stop.
Yes, Dr. McDonald.
Please, just wait there just a moment. And he's gonna walk over and just look inside the crate.
Look over to the crate.
Got it.
It's underneath the bench. And so you pull it out. And inside, first of all, it appears like it's already been opened.
Yeah.
Open it up and you move the wood shavings aside.
Yeah.
First thing you see is a long leather trench coat. Sort of pull that out and set it aside. And beneath it is this old, oversized gas mask. And next to it is a recently oiled pump shotgun. Micro. You follow the address. And you come across the same alleyway. Make your way down and you see this shop. It's almost a step down. It's almost below street level. And as you sort of step down and look inside, you realize that the ceilings are oppressively low. It feels claustrophobic inside there. But you don't see anyone moving around.
I guess I'll gently push the door open and put my head inside.
Okay. You get this whiff of Turkish tobacco. And old books. It's a hell of a combination. You can see several rows and aisles. And books stacked everywhere. And then there's this long counter in the front.
Okay.
And on this counter, there's no cash register. Nothing else. A small door behind it.
I'll walk in and start looking around, and I think I'll call. Hello?
So you start heading down these aisles, maybe? Or just to the counter? Okay.
Yeah, down the
And you're on
aisles.
these uneven floors and sagging ceilings. Naked light bulbs hang from the ceilings, sort of swaying.
Yeah, I mean, despite everything that's been happening, or maybe because of everything that's happened, I do think, like, Micro's nerves are on another level right now. This is scary to her.
Yeah, I would imagine so. You call out, hello? Hello? And you don't really get an answer, but let's see. I mean, do you want to make me a navigation skill to see if you can find your way through here?
Yeah, I'll try. Oh, there we go. Got a 72 out of 10.
Nice. Nice. You quickly become lost.
God.
Entirely turned around. And again, like it was for Mythic, you get these flashbacks to being in the night floors, where the hallways shift and change, and you can't find yourself. You can't. What's going on? You don't know. Make me an alertness check while you're at it, just to see if you can find anything out of the ordinary.
That's another failure.
Okay. There are strange smells and like it's unsettling just in general. But you keep wandering for a while, and eventually you come across. Let me see here if I can find it. If I can find that description. You come across this one area where there is the books all sort of like stop abruptly, like there's stacks and there's weird and they're haphazard and they're leaning this way and that way, and then you come to a place where there is a break, and there against the wall is what looks like a door, but it's small. It's like, I'm trying to find the dimensions of it. I can't find it, but it's like it's not human sized. It's like that big.
Oh, like itty bitty bitty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. It is it's like the size. It's sized like it's like 2 feet tall, and it's at first behind this stack of books, but it has no handle on it. But there in the middle, there's a letter slot, a mail slot.
Can I? I hate what I'm about to ask. Can I try to look through the mail slot?
Yeah. You move the rest of the books out of the way, and as you do so, a bunch of them like tumble over and make a racket. They hit the hollow, weird plywood floor. It's like dum, 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 dum. And you lean over and open up the mail slot. On the other side, you see a set of wrought iron bars. And past those bars, you are looking into what appears to be the inside of a closet. But the closet is painted rust red, and it smells stale on the other side.
Stale what?
Like there's no airflow. It's just like stagnant.
Okay.
Roll me an alertness check.
Huh?
Roll me an alertness check.
Okay. That's a failure.
You think for a moment. You hear footsteps, like someone is moving around on the other side of this tiny door. But then the sound goes. For a second, you think you hear singing or chanting, some sort of rhythmic speech pattern. And just at that moment, as you're leaning and listening, you hear a voice from down the hall, the row, saying, "Is everything all right?"
I'm gonna like hop up and like scramble up and turn around.
Oh,
I'm
please, do not be alarmed. I am the proprietor, Mr. Robot.
Hello.
Hello.
How big is this place? This is huge.
Ah, yes, we have had it for a long time. Rent control.
Right, rent control. Gotta love it.
Are you looking for something in particular? Perhaps, and he moves towards you, taking a long drag off of his cigarette, with a smile on his face. And as he approaches, he says, "We have many books, hard to find editions."
Yes. Yes. I'm looking. Do you have plays?
Of course, yes.
Do you have
We
a version? Do you have the Yellow King?
When you ask that, his face lights up. And he says, "Please, come with me."
I follow immediately. I don't even ask a question.
Back to Mythic. Mythic, you're standing over this crate. You turn around to look for Robert. He's gone. He's left you here.
Oh. Okay. Mythic's feeling fucking kooky right now. Mythic takes his blazer off and puts that trench coat on and puts that shotgun under the trench coat.
Okay. Puts on the trench coat and sticks the shotgun. There's a little, it's not quite a holster, but it's like a loop on the inside of the trench coat, as if it were made for that. And you stick it in there. What do you do with the gas mask?
They're not put it on yet, but he's going to carry it.
Okay, you pick it up, put it in your hand. As you look at this shotgun, you don't know a lot about guns,
No.
but you can tell that it's loaded. You head towards back, see if you can find that reading area.
Yep.
Roll me a sanity check.
Okay. Could go wrong. A lot could go wrong. Oh, so much could go wrong. Okay. That's a big fail. That's a big fail. 87 out of 27.
You walk down and turn the corner, and there it is.
Oh.
Same 3 people seated there. A small lectern at the front of the room. Clearing.
Clearing. He goes up to the lectern. Kind of leans on it. Right, it looks like it's just going to be the 4 of us, so let's make this a real intimate event. Everybody, come in close. Come on. Scoot up. Come on, closer. Come on, move your chairs.
There is a pause of discomfort.
Come on.
And slowly the 3 people stand up and move down to the front. And sit
Great.
down with a good buffer between them. And all of them are looking at your trench coat and the bulge underneath it and the gas mask in your hand.
And he puts the gas mask up on the lectern. Like he puts it facing them, almost just like there's just like a head just like on the lectern.
Yeah, it's
Right.
very Yorick.
Yeah, it's very alas poor Yorick. So he puts
alas poor Yorick Horatio, I knew him.
and he puts that up Says, right, okay, so this guy right here, who's got a good name for him? Let's call him...
The guy in the front, the sort of overweight, sweaty dude, raises his hand.
Yes, you! Yeah, what are we gonna call the gas mask?
We could call him Augustus.
Love it. Love it. Augustus. Perfect. So this is Augustus the Gas Mask. And Augustus the Gas Mask is here to watch. Okay. Because, there's this there's been a lot of studies on this, about when people believe that they're being watched, it actually makes them more honest. Did you know that? That is a true thing. There was an experiment done in which they invited people into a room in order to do a very simple puzzle. And the experimenter would leave the room and then come back in a short while and ask them how they performed on the puzzle. And not knowing the person, of course, didn't know that they were being taped the entire time. So if they lied, then the experimenter would know, right? And what they found was that if before they left the room, if they mentioned that there was an object in the room that was allegedly possessed by a spirit, if they just casually mentioned that, and then they leave, people were more honest about their results because they felt as if they were being watched. So what we're gonna do is a little experiment here, where we're gonna have Augustus here, the gas mask, and he's gonna be watching all of you. And me, too, by the way. He's gonna be keeping all of us honest. So we're going to turn this little book signing into a frank discussion between four of us, and we're going to tell the truth to each other. Aren't we? Yes? Can I get some nods? Can I get some approval? Sure?
The sweaty guy nods. He seems to like this idea a lot. The thin guy with the Ricky Ricardo mustache and the small spectacles and the purple suit, he doesn't nod, but he sort of tilts his head to the side a little bit as if considering this. And the 12-year-old girl, clutching that book that is not yours, gives no response.
Okay, well, 1.5's not bad. Okay, let's start. Tell you what, we'll do something fun. How about first, ask me anything, any one of you. What do you want to know about the great Dexter McDonald? Go ahead.
The thin guy with the spectacles raises his hand with perfect posture.
Okay, seeing no one else, you go ahead. What is it, Nimrod? What do you got?
He stands up and puts his hands folded behind his back. Doesn't seem to react to being called Nimrod. And he says, "Does the great Dexter McDonald think that the divine can inhabit physical structures?"
Oh, wow, I thought we'd start with my favorite color, but you went straight for the good stuff. It's purple, by the way. And yes, absolutely. If there's one thing I'm certain of, is that there are divine, demonic, otherworldly entities beyond our full comprehension, and that they are very much capable of inhabiting structures and people as well, for sure. Yes.
Could a building be imbued with divine properties?
I see no reason why not. What an interesting insight you have there, my friend.
Therefore, if we can describe divinity to our own perception, do we have the ability to create God?
Okay, that was definitely more than one question. So how about I ask you one first? Let's start with this. What's your name?
Me. I'm Asa Darabondi.
Thought so.
The other two are sort of watching this exchange like a tennis match. And Darabondi Sits back down.
You. You. Oh my god, you. You. It is, I must say, I don't want to say an honor to meet you, because it's definitely not, but you have really caused me quite a lot of heartburn lately, Mr. Darabandi. I'm not sure you comprehend what it is that you did. Perhaps you do.
Perhaps I do.
But, well, if you do comprehend what you did and you don't feel any compunction for it, you are a truly despicable individual, Mr. Darabandi.
He shows no visible reaction.
Is he sitting next to the 12-year-old?
There is a few seats between them.
Careful, kid. Don't get too close to this one. He has a thing for drowning people of your type.
Darabandi scoffs, stands up, makes his way towards one of the aisles, and as he goes, he says, "Good day."
Oh, no, he's not getting that far. No, that's when Dexter takes the shotgun from under the...
Excellent. So you pull out the shotgun, what do you do with it?
Fucking pointed at Darabandi. That's far, and you're gonna sit right back down, sir. Thank you very much.
Turns around and looks you over, and for a brief moment you see a smile, like a smirk, across the corner of his mouth. And he says, I have work to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him.
No, I don't think I will. Do you shoot him? Roll me a firearms check. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, yo.
Failure, I'm gonna use my hero point.
Yes, good idea.
Ooh, it got worse.
How many do you
Anyone
have?
else want to give me a hero point?
No, I think you have 2, didn't you? 'Cause you...
There might be another one in the. I think we'll have it as a failure. And the shot goes wide, and a pile of books explodes in dust and paper, and flies everywhere. The sweaty guy sort of jumps a little bit. The 12-year-old girl does not react. Asa Darabandi barely reacts, and turns and walks out of your view.
All right, the two of you are gonna sit right there. No one move, and he's like swings it back toward them. Sit down, both of you.
They're all seated, both of them. They're both seated still. And the sweaty guy raises his hand. He says, I'm an aspiring author. Where do you get your inspiration? Where do you get your ideas from?
I gotta say, dedicated to your craft, I must say. I just tried to kill a guy with a shotgun, and you're asking me where I get my ideas. Oh my god, you are hilarious. Oh, what the hell is going on? Okay, where do I get my ideas? I get my ideas from life, you fucking dolt. I get my ideas from... Look around you, you fucking idiot. You are in a clearing in an infinite, in all directions bookstore. And a guy who drowns kids for fun. It also makes like demon houses and stuff that are possessed by the divine or whatever. That guy was just here, and I just tried to kill him, and he didn't even fucking flinch. And you ask where I get my inspiration? Dude, write about this. This is your first novel right here. This is the great first chapter.
The guy stands up. The guy stands up, not out of aggression, but out of like excitement. And he says, well, yeah, you write what you know about, and
that's right.
Yeah, I'm working on something right now. Would you like to read it?
No, not at all. No, not at all.
He's
What do you?
sort of
Okay, here's my opinion about what you wrote. Okay, I don't even have to read it. Here's my opinion. If it's shit, which it probably is, I hate it. If it's good, I also hate it because then it's better than anything that I could write. So either way, I hate it. It's terrible.
No. He sort of waves his hands to stop a classic mythic rant. He sort of like raises like he shakes his hands like no. It's like you said. You write about what you know, so it's not bad and it's not good either. It's a play. And then we're gonna cut back. We see Micro and Mr. Robert.
Yeah.
Walking down this path, and eventually you cover an impossible distance, back, forth, right, left. Out of character, I'll let you know you didn't hear a gunshot.
Okay, cool.
And eventually you get to a junction, and Robert puts his finger up in the air and looks and wags it and says, "This way." And you come to this spot where he stops and he leans over and he pulls up a piece of carpeting to reveal what has to be a trap door. A wooden trap door in the flooring. And he sort of leans over and pulls it up, and it gives this loud creak. And he says, I am sorry. You will have to wait here. There's only room for one. And you watch as he descends this narrow step ladder until he's below the floor. And from where you are, you can see that there's a dirt floor and stone walls, but no lights. But from that distance, there is a light. There's a single hanging light bulb with a little string. But from that distance, you can tell that it's like a 3x3 foot room. And so he narrowly squeezes his way down into this hole. And as soon as he reaches the bottom, he reaches up and he turns off the light. Click. The only thing you can see is this sliver of light. And you see a hand, not his, reach out of the darkness with this small red book with the yellow sign on the cover of it, and puts it in Mr. Robert's hand. And Mr. Robert takes it and turns to come back up the steps. Make me a sanity check.
I succeeded.
Okay.
7 out of 16.
Not the weirdest thing you've seen recently. He trots back up the stepladder, closes the hatch, and reaches out and hands you this book. It's wrapped in red leather. It has that sign on the front. It's only about this big. About that thick.
Thank you.
He looks at you right in the eye, and he says, "No, thank you." You'll have to excuse me. We're having a book reading tonight, and I really should be there.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
When and where are we?
Oh. He pauses for a moment. And he says, if you were to look at the average person who comes into my shop, you know where they are from. They're from the city. But you look at me, and he gestures to himself. He's got this tweed coat outside his loose-fitting clothing. It says, my coat. The label here is in Arabic. He says, my socks are silk from Gibraltar. My waistcoats Sevastopol. But this place, where we are now, is none of those places. He pauses to try to think of the right words. He says, this place is an inconstant source of knowledge. But for me, I do not worry about this. My lot in life is merely to fill all wanting vessels who come through my door.
Noble.
Do not concern myself with nobility. Only to wonder and search. Would you like to come to the reading?
Is it for Professor McDonald?
Ah, you are a fan.
Yes.
Yes, this way. And he turns and leads you. in that
My girl
direction.
tries so hard not to throw up as she follows.
I feel like we need to check in with Michael. What is Michael doing?
Michael would like to make a phone call.
Roll phone
Never
call.
good.
He would like to call Agent Worth. Since he's been contacted, he's going to try that return number.
Okay. You do have a number for Agent Worth. You punch the number into your burner, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Is Agent Worth the one who called you?
Yes,
I
that's.
thought we called them Agent Christopher.
Oh, that's right. It is Agent.
Oh,
Worth.
right. That's their real last name. Yeah. Already, you're just dropping the ball. Okay, yeah. You it rings a few times, and her voice picks up on the other end, and says, "Who's this?"
Chance.
Is it done?
I need some assurances before this goes down.
I'm not in a place to make assurances, Chance. I'm not bartering here.
Don't need a barter. Just need a promise.
Go ahead.
It's not over. This looky-loo into all this. I'm closing this one way or the other. Whatever's happening in this building, I'll handle. Damn the ramifications. But it's cost this team, clearly this agency, too much to let this go cold.
What are you saying?
If I'm not able to make a return for one reason or the other. I already have reason to suspect there's been some effort put into this investigation in the future.
Stop.
I won't say any more, but I want to make sure you promise me you stay on this. Somebody needs to know. There needs to be some continuity. Even if it's just the barest of information. Scraps are better than nothing. It will save lives.
There's a long, calculating pause. And Agent Worth responds and says, "Understood."
Thank you, Denise. Hope I can talk to you again someday.
You fucking do.
Closes. Michael is going to begin moving about the apartment building because he knows it's past dark now.
Mm-hmm.
But he does have a layout, right? We did get to see a layout of the building.
Yeah. Now you have a blueprint.
I like to begin marking spots of structural instability.
Yes. You look at the blueprints and the copy. You got like a carbon copy of them, and you look them up and down, and on each floor of the building, there's an air vent that goes all the way up, and those vents seem to be placed close to the structural supports of the building. So you would think, just with your tactical knowledge, that you must have some military science stuff.
I don't just have military science, I have a 42 in demolitions.
Yes, exactly. With that stuff, I wouldn't even need a roll. You know that enough explosive placed into those vents would cause the building to collapse. Would it take other buildings down with it? Maybe. The surrounding places. But you think you know the correct amount needed to do something like that. You think that maybe a sloppier job would be to take a truck bomb, back it up, run it into the building. But you think with the right precision, you could place these explosives in a way that would cause the McAllister building to collapse, if that's possible.
So, Michael is going to grab a small piece of chalk, probably just absentmindedly had in his pocket. He's a teacher after all. And using the blueprints, mark on the walls in very small X's. Spots he knows need to be introduced to the modern marvel of plastique.
Mm-hmm. You spend some time doing that, going through there?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
He also, when he's done that, he's going to walk down to the mailroom, and can he just... Honestly, he'd like to try and force open some of these mailboxes, because he figures somebody's got to have gotten an eviction notice or several by this point.
Mm-hmm. You can force those open. Just take some time.
It's
Finally, you get one, you know. and mail just spills out. Past due. Credit card bills. Letters from family. Agents. Business associates. Trying to establish contact. And yes, towards the top half, eviction notices.
He'll go around and if he can get one for each current occupant that has a physical apartment. He's going to take those notices and just slide them under doors. He's not going to bother knocking. He knows it's probably too late to talk reason to these people, but maybe.
It's too late both in the long term and in the daylight term.
And he's going to do that.
You go to Lewis Post's and slide it. And Thomas Manuel, the other guy. The last apartment you go to is Michelle Van Fitz. And you go to slide it under the door. And when you do, you hear a reaction from inside. You hear movement. The door swings open. The notice is on the ground. Michelle Van Fitz is standing there, staring at you with a penetrating gaze. She is searching you. She says, "What's this?"
Mail. I thought you should know about it.
Why would this concern me?
Because your apartment's going to no longer have you as an occupant.
Good. I wasn't meant for this apartment.
And then you should gather your things and leave. Quickly.
Or else what?
A lot of or else today's. The art life community business will evict you.
She cracks a smile, and then she starts giggling. She says, she says, "The art life art life? Do you think this building is run by art life?" And she reaches a hand into her pocket.
And I'm concerned. And so that's a hand gone towards my own.
And that's where we'll end Michael for this week.
Just if you could just do one thing in like response to Art asking, it's just I'm giving you a chance here, Michelle. As they're both reaching. Yeah. Goodbye.
I like it.
And that's a wrap on Tarek. Thank you, Tarek.
We'll resolve that next week. We'll resolve that in 2 weeks. Robert Roberts leads Micro.
Bob.
Sorry. I mispronounced that. His name isn't Robert Roberts. His name is Robert. And leads Micro into this meeting area. Micro, when you arrive, you see Mythic wearing a trench coat, holding a shotgun with a gas mask on the lectern next to him, pointing it at a 12-year-old girl and a sweaty man who is standing up with wide, excited eyes, clutching his pork pie hat, looking at Mythic.
Professor McDonald!
You're just in time. Sit down.
Put the gun down.
Sit down! Do I look like I'm fucking around?
Micro point of order, you also have a gun.
That's true. I'm going to walk towards him slowly, and I'm trying to like put myself between him and these people. I just You are tired. You have been through a lot.
Oh, yep.
This isn't gonna help. Put it down.
No, that's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. Because finally, at the point of a gun, I think Michael had something here. This whole time, I'm so sorry that I disappeared on you like that. This whole time, I think Michael was on to something. He's all about the weaponry. He's all about the firearms and all that. And I don't usually get down with guns, but I think there's something here because at the barrel of a gun, people get terribly honest. Get very honest. And honesty is what I need right now, and I think that's what we all need right now. I think we could all use a little injection of honesty. So if that has to come from a shotgun shell, so be it, I say. So be it. So let's just, how about you just get the fuck out of the way so I can finish having a conversation with these two, because this guy over here, the sweaty guy with the hat, he was just telling me about how he wrote a play, and I know you love those, so I thought maybe you'd find this conversation very interesting. And then this little shit over here hasn't said a word the entire time, and I find that a bit off-putting, almost as off-putting as the fact that you're holding a book that is not mine. Now, child, would you care to explain yourself, or do I need to actually point the gun at you to get you to
I am
talk?
also holding a book that is not yours.
You fucking asshole. You come to my book signing with a different book?
The book that Micro is holding.
The King in Yellow!
The one that the sweaty man has are identical.
Yeah.
Wait, are any of you? Hold on. You've got a book. You two, besties, right away. Same book, clearly. Best friends. Love that for you two. You, child, have a different book. Is anyone here for my book? Anyone? Anyone?
Robert Roberts approaches the lectern.
What's up, Bob?
Reaches into his pocket and pulls out that cigarette case.
Love
and
one,
offers
thank you.
you one, and he says,
Yes, please.
I am here for your book, Dr. McDonald. All of us are here for your book. Look, and he points to the copies of The King in Yellow that Micro and the man are holding. He says, those, yes, they are different books, but they are your book. It is telling the same story, no? In a world where we are asked to be in control all of the time. But there is no control to be had. If I were you, and he lights your cigarette for you as he says this, and then lights his own, takes a drag. He gestures to the girl. She is the one that is most interesting. What book are you reading? The girl looks down at this thick book that appears to be a textbook. And she says, I'm Emily. I'm Emily Visago. And she holds it up. And it says, of human need.
Of human need?
Emily
Visago.
Emily Visago. And he looks to Micro and he laughs. That is a new one. I have not seen that one before. But that's how you do it! Oh, man, I'm good. Oh.
And she looks up at you and says, I'm here for you. Did you have a question?
I did, yes. Thank you for finally coming. I know you guys do this thing on your own time, but, hey, thank you for showing up. Micro, be polite. There's a demon present.
Hello?
She looks at you, but doesn't say anything.
I don't think she's here for me.
Well, no shit. Okay, duh, she just said that. Okay, so...
If you don't... I'll shoot you myself.
Emily, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you very much. Listen, this is a tough one. I know that you guys really like specificity in questioning, but it is a hard thing to put a fine point on here. Here's the deal. So this fellow over here is holding a book called The Yellow King, and that imbecile over there that I work with is also holding a book called The Yellow King, and this fellow here, whose name is just the same name 3 times, he's apparently interested in my book and thinks that I'm somehow part of the same connected story as these two, which I disagree with, because having read some of The Yellow King, I thought it was decent, but literary merits were limited. Really, I'm sorry this is so broad, I really am. But, what the fuck is going on here? And really, let me tell you what, I'll narrow the scope of that question. There is some sort of entity that Darabandi fuckface that I just tried to kill moments ago, he seems to have put something inside. Not maybe just one building, but several. Some kind of godlike being. What is that exactly, and how do I destroy it? Oh, and where's my...
Well, that's where we're gonna end. That's it. That's the end of this week's episode. Mythic gets a Q&A with a demon at a book signing. Roberts. Wow, that's juicy. That's a juicy, tight ending. And next week, hopefully, Martini will be back with explosives. And we'll see how this whole thing ends. And in 2 weeks, thank you, Liv. I don't know what I'm talking about. We will be back in 2 weeks. We're going to squeeze in the last Thursday in June, and that will be our finale for this season. Then we're going to take July off. July, there's a bunch of one-shots. I'm going to be doing a Delta Green one-shot. And so if you like the series, go ahead and apply on the Lost Caravan Discord for sure. And we'll be doing that. And then I think maybe first week of September, we're going to start with season 2 of Impossible Landscapes. Like, where do you go from there? Where do you go from there? We'll find out. Thank you for being here. Chat, it was so great to see all of you. We got raids from Neon Lights Roleplay. We really appreciate that. We got a raid from... Who was the other channel that raided us? I can't go back and look. Sword and Key. So thank you, both of you, for coming by, raiding. Good, friendly people who have been sticking it out. Thank you for coming by as well. We're going to go around. We'll do our stars and wishes. I have so many. The longer a season goes on, and the better the roleplay gets, the harder it is for me to choose a star, because everything is just like a big wash of, right? It's overwhelming. Before we go around and introduce people, I will go through my usual habit of turning on slightly happier music.
Do we get the Night Forest music? Yeah, that's always kind of lifts my mood a bit. I love the smooth jazz. Yep, alright.
This music is far too cheery, as the gift says.
I disagree. It's only far too cheery if it's divorced from context, but we know where this music comes from.
It's not like we're playing Carly Rae Jepsen. You know,
but we should. Everybody should. And honestly, the B-side for The Loneliest Time is coming out. Everybody should do it. But that's a different...
if I could do that without getting Lost Caravan pinged by DMCA stuff, I would. And I kind of want to end the finale with Carly Rae Jepsen. Anyway, let's go around the circle. gang, tell us who you are, what your takeaway is from this week, and how you think this whole thing's going to end. I'd love to hear predictions and premonitions. I do believe Turk was last, so we'll go with Turk first. Turk, I love Michael so much, and he's a company man. He's really committed to this whole thing.
Company man.
And this would be a very different campaign without Michael there as the rudder. You know what I mean? Like it would be very different. My highlight for Michael this week is the New Kids on the Block reference. You're just like standing around like New Kids on the Block, which is the saying that people say.
That's a thing
Yeah.
people say in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you both were canonically standing there with your arms crossed, like.
I also like. It's so funny when I remember that you're like hit hot. Like
You were cutting out, but I bet that was
You
great.
cut out, but I think what I got is the fact that he's a teacher, so he relates to the young people.
How you do, my fellow kids?
How do you do, fellow youths?
My other Michael moment is that you manufactured the perfect reason for Martini not to be there.
Yeah,
which
nice
is you
one there.
sent to get the explosives.
Someone needs to go get the bombs. I can't just have them in my car all the time. That doesn't make sense. What if I got in an accident?
They were ridiculous. It's just not safe.
I drive in New Jersey and New York. I know what happens.
Turk, what else have you got going on, buddy? What's new in the Turk world?
Gosh, a lot of things are coming to a close, and it makes me sad. But a lot of new things are opening, which is terrifying and fun. Yeah, I'm Turk or Turk accented. If you're on the night floors, in which case I'm coming for you. You are not safe. If you want to see more of me, you can find me back here on Lost Caravan this Monday, which is of course Juneteenth. Playing Things from the Flood, which is a follow-up to the Tales from the Loop campaign. We've been transported to the future, and now my character has to become a teen. Gross, but I'll be fine. I was already a jock, and I'll just be a bigger jock. On the 20th, I'll be over on Neon Lights Roleplay. Of course, shout out to everyone who's hung around from that raid. Playing Galgleam, which is a Yiddish fantasy gone rogue, which is just been so fun. That's also going to be probably one of the last episodes there. We just pull off a big heist, and it's an incredibly awesome system run by an incredibly awesome storyteller, and I am very honored to be a part of it. Beyond that, 22nd, I'll be over on Neon Lights playing Last Transmission, which is a death in space game. So if you like kind of Dead Space, Aliens-esque, it's run by the mother of sci-fi horror, if you're familiar on this channel, Meg Mysteria. They're absolutely fantastic. And of course, on the 26th, I'm over on Neon Lights playing Oathsworn, which is a huge tonal shift from everything else I'll be playing, because it's high fantasy and Greek mythology combined together. Then on the 29th, I'll be back here, and my prediction, well, I'll tell you what, I'm probably going to have to kill Karen. I know her name's not actually Karen, but I have a sneaking suspicion she's going to try and tell her manager on me. And we can't have that.
And her manager is a weapon.
Exactly. But you know what? I'll get over it. I'm already acclimatized to violence, so I think this ends with a lot of body bags and a lot of unfortunate circumstances and some ultimatums that are going to be really oh boy, tension filling, but are going to feel so good to act out. So I'm looking forward to that.
I think a lot of, this is a guess. I'd wager that a lot of Delta Green campaigns have more combat than this one does. But I'm looking forward to maybe starting next week's episode with combat, or maybe she has a pie in her pocket and wants to give you a pie.
If she gives me a pie, I might still shoot her.
Depending on the flavor.
Exactly. If she says pie flavor, it's done.
If it's a mud pie,
blammo. Yeah, no. Anyway,
if it's rhubarb, yeah.
Well, yeah, rhubarb. Absolutely. Always forgive someone who gives you reward pie. That's just the way of the world. Anyway,
Why
that's...
would you shoot somebody over? Get in the comments.
in the comments. Imagine a world in which we create our own destiny. Get in the comments. But yeah, that's entirely too much out of me. Support the people you're seeing on screen here. Thank you so much to Doc. Thank you so much to chat. Y'all are fantastic. I'm lucky to be here every single 2 weeks. And look forward to maybe telling some more stories to y'all in the future. Anyway, again, too much out of me. Goodbye forever, or until next time.
Nah, you'll be alive. Hey, big shout out to other Doc in chat who says pecan or pecan.
Not if you had mine. Mine's the dish.
I bet it is. Let's keep on moving to one of my favorite people in the whole world, Colin.
What about
what do I do, man? Mythic had a night. Oh, Ori's here.
Okay, carry on.
I woke up my dog from that. I went back to sleep, but
Mythic.
He's the killer. You having some of that good Turkish tobacco?
I love you. I love everything about you. Mythic was a pedantic asshole tonight, and then lost his mind.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He mansplained a demon summoning, and then had a mental breakdown.
Yeah,
and held an audience at gunpoint at his book signing.
Not the worst book signing.
If you were to list the events that Mythic went through today,
yeah.
Just that sequence of events.
It was a full day.
He's gonna sleep great tonight.
I don't know about that. I think the paranoia is not gonna allow for that.
Hey. The fishes are great buddies to cuddle up with.
I'm gonna die. Definitely gonna die.
Maybe.
I don't know.
We'll see. Anything could happen. Colin, what you got going on?
Nothing. I don't know. This was just so much fun. I love to be like, Mythic is always a little unhinged, but like the fact that I hit my breaking point permitted me to be especially unhinged, which was just fun. But I think my favorite part was getting to the book signing was my favorite part. Just getting to just like laugh like an absolute fucking maniac was really fun. Even I was creeping myself out. And also, normally, I'll say Mythic is, of all the characters I've streamed, and I've done many, he's one of the more exhausting for me to play. Because he's so all over the place just all the time. And like, so I usually end these streams like mentally drained. Tonight, I am ending the stream whatever significantly more than drained is, because holy shit, this one was hard. The paranoia bits of walking around New York City, of him just like scanning and like having like high anxiety, that caused me physical pain by the time that was over. But I'm glad it got me really in character, and it really ramped me up to where I had to be for those scenes. But oh my god, I am tired right now. He's I love the guy though, I really do. He is he's a piece of shit, but he's my piece of shit. There's like a weird, maybe it's just because he's my character, but there's a weird logic to Mythic that I get, like a lot. In the sense that what's happening to him is inherently illogical. So you have to have sort of crazy logic to even wrap your brain around it. So there's like a lot about him makes sense.
Part of the reason that he was able to accomplish that summoning.
Yeah.
Because he was so far gone.
You've got to be a little cracked. Yeah. Yeah, and also like I love the fact that I failed a sanity roll, which actually got me to find the book signing easier. Which
I'd like
I
to
picked
know,
up on that.
We'll pull the curtain back, which is, this is the same navigation mechanic that happened at the Night Floors. Anytime somebody wanted to go somewhere, I'd have you roll a sanity check. If you succeed, you're lost and you can't find it. If you fail and you are crazier than it, you get where you're going.
That makes sense.
Which is such a cool mechanic that
I love that.
Yeah.
It's really
that. Cool. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I don't have anything else going on. I don't do any other streaming. I got a raise today at my job, and I just
Colin got a raise today. Let's hear it.
I want a raise.
Sound
today,
off
so
in
that's
chat.
anyway.
Kill a
Question.
fly.
Question.
Happy
Yes.
one.
Yes,
Hi,
Turk, we're back.
Turk accented New York Times.
Justin
Would
Rimbaud,
you-
the Independent.
Would you say you're a empty vessel waiting to be filled?
Ooh. It depends, really. Am I being filled by you? Because then yes.
I mean,
All right.
Next.
Let's keep going so we can take this flirtation off stream. Liv,
Yeah.
Doc Rimbaud, the Independent.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
And twins.
I had a couple of great micro moments, and one of them was at the beginning when like the summoning succeeds and you feel the breeze, and there's this great sequence where you go, "Do I feel the breeze?" And I say, "Yeah," and then Mythic says, "Did you feel that?" And you go, "No." Okay, yes. Boom, 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 boom. It was so good.
I love that I'm not giving him the satisfaction moment.
No.
And her connection to Robert Roberts in your search for this book, and that moment, it was like two souls finding each other. Like
Yeah.
he was so happy to give it to you, and you
That's
really
so
wanted to find it.
concerning.
We'll find out why next week. What you got?
Yeah.
What else going on?
Hi, I'm Liv. You can follow me on Twitter and other social medias at day, but really I don't do shit anymore. I'm a mother. I'm busy. I have to brag about getting a new puppy, or else
Show
did I
the
even
dog.
get one?
Show the dog.
She's
Show.
asleep. She's
Never
asleep.
mind. Never mind.
Yeah, she's sleepy. She's a big baby. All she do is sleep. Living the life I want. But anyway, when I'm not sitting here and thinking about my dog nonstop, I stream. You can catch me not this Sunday, but Sunday the 25th over on Time Lord's Wife, where I am a Barbie. That rages. I'm a barbarian. It's actually not Barbie themed, but that's just like the running joke. It's a Dragon Rider campaign. And I think we're finally gonna get our dragon soon. So you're gonna want to be there on Sunday the 25th, 12 Pacific, 2 Central. Over on.
Because if I show up for
Time.
dragon riding, there better be dragon riding.
I promise I'll do what I can for you, babe. On Mondays at 7 Pacific, 9 Central, I am over on Total Party Chills Under the Table, where we are playing Wander Home. We just built the newest island this time around, which honestly is probably always my favorite part. Right now we're on an island where two sides of the island cannot agree on what the trickery god is all about. Is this a god that silently does pranks, or is this a god that likes to be a little clown up in the front? So, it's kind of fun.
That's great.
It's kind of fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, that's basically all I'm doing right now. Slowly but surely getting ready to release more Strix U. So you should follow me on Twitter to figure out what that happens.
And you got a puppy.
Is Micro going to be alive after the next issue?
I mean, okay, Micro is going to be alive, but today I did have like a really what I like to think is a funny backup character, which actually, Colin, my dear, my love, my sweet, you should start thinking of your backup character. Like, what's going on?
For real. Yeah.
But I thought it would be really funny for my backup character to be like a typical 90s Valley girl, and she would be Agent Material.
I'm weak.
I love it.
Oh,
It's fantastic.
that's
So-
it. Cut the stream. Live one the
That's it.
stream.
Yep, that's it. No,
So
yeah,
now
that's
Michael
really good.
has to die.
All right. Well, I mean, talk to the guy with the shotgun.
I know, right?
Yeah, I can help you with that. I do have a shotgun.
Thank you.
It'll be interesting how it plays out. In any case, next week will be explosive.
Hey!
Hey, oh shit.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, so close. Yes, thank you. I'm Doc. Doc Rimbo on Twitch and on Twitter. I don't stream that much. I'm just around. But as soon as we reschedule our Lost Caravan, Thirsty Sword Lesbians one shot, I'll be back for that. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. And next month, after our finale, I'll be running a Delta Green one shot called Last Things Last. And if you want to play in that, any of you cast members, you want to play and play for it, go for it. We'll see. But I get the feeling we'll have some good folks who want to play. So yeah, that's right. Yes, Thirsty Sword Lesbians. I'm returning as Demi. Not returning because we never played. But anyways, I'm Doc Rimbo. Thank you for being here. Thank you to our sponsors, Epidemic Sound, who make Eldritch jazz music and other things available for streamers. They're fantastic. And thank you to Lost Caravan for hosting this show, which I harangued Hoop about letting me run for months and months until he caved. And now we can't get enough. So thank you to all of them. Everyone stick around. We're going to be raiding either Magi RP or Magi RP. I don't ever know how to pronounce it, but we're going to jump over them. That's right. And for everybody else, one last time, thanks. And until next time, be good people, be nice to each other, and don't shoot somebody over a pie.